interesting, I'm sure. 'Cause I want more. I want more. I want more. More from you, yeah, more. I want more. What's up, people? More from you, yeah, more. I want more. I want more. I want more from you, yeah, more. I want more. I want more. I want more from you, yeah, more. More. More from you, yeah, more. Yo, 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 yo. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. What up? Do you need anything like I need you? Oh, I've got no place to be alone, my friend. He cut his wrist instead. There's your answer. You better save yourself or else. Dude, what a weird day, bro. 'Cause like, dude, I'm just having a weird day. 'Cause I made video last night after stream, and then after I put it out, I went to bed. And then I woke up this afternoon, and that video had gone ape shit. It had like 50,000 views when I woke up, which is not normal, right? And then I have a tweet that's been fucking going crazy viral on Twitter too. It's like a day of virality, right? Everything's just going ape shit today, which is pretty wild. It's your birthday, Marisol. Happy birthday. Let's go. Fucking, dude, yeah. Crazy day of virality. Yeah, it's almost 100,000 now. It's fucking, yeah, it's going nuts, dude. It's still going, too. It's the baby face. You think it is? It could be. Could be the baby face, right? Dude, the shave. Maybe I'm going to stay shaved, bro. Got it. It's your birthday, too? 49? Let's go. Dude, it's my birthday in a couple months. Here, let's do dance party. Fucking, let's get it. Dance party goal. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. There it is. Oh, shit. I wanted it to be... Fuck. I wanted it to be an hour. God damn it. Dude, I fucked that up. Hold on. Let me... I think I'll delete that shit. Yeah. We'll start a new goal. There we go. It's supposed to be an hour, not 30 minutes. There we go. There we go. Let's go. Happy birthday, people. You like the baby face? I like the baby face too. I think I'm gonna switch it up. Do you need anything like I need you? It's all Sam, let's go. Anything like I need you. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Let's go, Volbeck. Anything like I need you. Woo! Do you need dude? So, bro, dude, like, first off, Trump needs a bitch slap, dude. You see the shit he's trying to do with the Washington Commanders? He's trying to tell them, he's trying to tell an NFL football team, if you don't change your shit back to like the race baiting name, I'm going to prevent you from getting a new stadium. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, the president is now trying to bully football teams, like, to change their name. This shit is insane. Okay, like, literally, like, this motherfucker needs to be stopped, boss. Okay, that's not the president's job. Okay, that's way out of fucking line, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, it is fucking crazy. Dude, it's like he's unhinged. Okay, this is what he says right here. Look at this shit. We're going to start with this because this guy is just completely unhinged now. He thinks he can just run around threatening everybody. You know what I'm saying? He says, my statement on the Washington Redskins has totally blown up, but only in a very positive way. I may put a restriction on them that if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders, I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. The team would be much more valuable and the deal would be more exciting for everyone. Cleveland should do the same with the Cleveland Indians. The owner of the Cleveland baseball team, Matt Dolan, who is very political, has lost 3 elections in a row because of that ridiculous name change. What he doesn't understand is that if he changed the name back to the Cleveland Indians, he might actually win an election. Indians are being treated very unfairly. Dude, what the fuck is he doing, bro? Dude, he's like dead naming the teams. He's fucking right. He is like trying to go back to terms from the 1940s and shit, threatening to block a stadium deal. Like, bro, this motherfucker needs to get stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that the president is launching into, I mean, literally, think about this, guys. Okay? Think about this shit. We have real issues. Wealth gap, prices, homelessness, drug addiction, housing costs, right? Like real fucking issues. Lack of affordable health care, lack of access to health care. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on is our fucking president, okay? Dude, what's going on here with this? This fucking window is like, my fucking chat window is freaking out, right? We have all these very real issues facing our country, like very real fucking issues facing this country, right? And this guy, the leader of the free world, okay, is arguing, okay, is arguing about the names of football teams and threatening to fucking block stadium deals and shit if they don't acquiesce to his bidding. Like, what the fuck are we doing, bro? What the fuck are we doing, boss? Like, that's our country. And what's nuts about it is these motherfuckers seem to be okay with this. Like MAGA, like, you know, and I mean, dude, I said something on Twitter earlier, okay? Right, that I thought was pretty interesting, all right? Because, you know, like, look at this right here. Like, when you look at it, right, it's like, yeah, it's the Democrats who engage in nothing but the culture war, right? You remember how they say that, like, oh, the Democrats, the culture war. Oh, you can't stop with the culture war. It's like, bro, it's not us. It's literally never been us. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck are we talking about? All he is doing, right? All he is doing is one culture war after another after a fucking distraction. All right, so what's this shit about Wyden? What is this shit?
Think that there's...
All right, what is this? There is a... All right, we're going to watch this. I know, Natalie, I know. You literally can't get more culture war than what this fucking clown show is doing. It's insane, man. You know what I'm saying? It is absolute bonkers insanity. Okay, because what was this tweet earlier? It says the Washington whatevers should immediately change their name back to the Washington Redskins. There is a big clamoring for this. And it's like, no, there's not. There's no clamoring for this, right? Likewise, the Cleveland Indians, one of the 6 original baseball teams with a storied past, are great Indian people in massive numbers want this to happen. Like, no, they don't. You know what I'm saying? Their heritage and prestige, like now he wants to call Native Americans. He wants to go back to the 1940s term, right? That's their heritage and prestige. Back when America was killing off their food supply and forcing them into reservations while taking their land, right? You know what I mean? Like this line here about their heritage and prestige. It's like, are you fucking shitting me? You know what I'm saying? And it says, times are different now than they were 3 or 4 years ago. We are a country of passion and common sense. Dude, he like thinks he can just go back to blatant racism and shit, right? Fucking brutal, right? Who promised to stop Trump. Dude, there's no way to stop Trump right now, boss. I mean, you can literally file lawsuits. That's it. Like, we don't have any legislative majority. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to stop this. When you're saying, oh, they promised to stop Trump but won't. But it's not like, what do you mean but won't? Nobody has any fucking power to do it, right? Except the courts. There's nothing the fucking Democrats can do, bro. You know what I mean? Because the voters just fucked us all, right? You know what I mean? So there's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, the way we would have stopped them would have been by winning the goddamn election. You know what I'm saying? Dude, he needs an ass beating, though, bro. I mean, a serious fucking 9-iron. No! Oh! Dude, it's so annoying, bro. Yeah. Jesus. So what is this video that here about the bank accounts? Like, what's the significance of these bank accounts? I haven't seen anything on this. All right. So tell me what the significance is of the bank accounts here, right? Is this something that they discovered recently, or is this something that is old? Right? There's like 4,000, 5,000 transactions or something from Epstein's bank account to where? Do they have a location where this shit went? Right? Is that what we got? Dude, 5,000 wire transfers? All right. It's 5,000 wire transfers to Donald Trump? Nah. To Donald Trump? Or is that what you're saying? There's 5,000 transfers to Trump. Oh, no names? Got you. Right? Incoming from Trump org. Dude, dude, I mean, guys, we're in a fucking pickle here, bro. We are, dude. Like, I don't know how we get out of this, dude. Trump is fucking going ape, right? All right, let's see it. Dude, thank you. All these other podcasters screaming, do something. There's nothing that can be done. I mean, here's the deal. So there's precious little that can be done in Congress itself. I mean, they can keep voting against his legislation, and they can keep, pressuring every time a court decision comes. The Democrats can pressure that court decision be followed, like they did with 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗀. You know what I'm saying? They kept going down to El Salvador. They kept that and, getting in front of the cameras and talking about that. So they pressured the release. You saw that barber, the gay barber who got locked up, he got released too. So they've been doing the shit they can do. But as far as Trump threatening people and people like acquiescing to it, there's not a lot they can do. I mean, literally now it's like mostly, it's about the courts and then trying to play the public opinion, making sure we don't forget this shit, right? Especially the Epstein. Like, I think we have to pressure with the Epstein stuff. I mean, I thought Dick Durbin did a really good job with that letter to Pam Bondi about the 1,000 FBI agents. So, I mean, you see what they're doing, right? They're trying to flood the zone with this Obama bullshit, which is nothing. And, Obama's not getting arrested. We're going to look at some Trump, he was, passing along AI video and shit earlier today. But so we literally, though, we kind of have to come together and make sure we win this goddamn election, guys. We are going to need a turnout beyond all turnouts in 2026. Yeah, no, the barber is free, right? That guy, the barber with the tattoos, right? He got released, right? Oh shit, dude. Look at that. Dude, that's amazing. Oh my God. It was this guy. Where is it? The guy with the crown tattoos right here. Okay. Andy Hernandez Romero. He's a makeup artist. He wasn't a barber. The innocent makeup artist imprisoned without trial for 4 months in El Salvador is free. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is the shit that the Democrats have been doing, okay? They have been doing this, right? Remember, yeah, no, many of them were returned, and like 𝗙𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗀 got free, okay? So some shit has been done. Right, he got sent back to Venezuela, but he's out of CCOD. So now at least there's a possibility that this guy can be arranged to be fucking taken care of. Okay. But this shit is, a lot of work is being done on this stuff that we don't necessarily see. But as far as like stopping Trump from just trying to be fascist, man, there's precious little we can do short of winning that election, though. We need to take back the House. If we take back the House, he gets impeached. His agenda is done. Investigations can begin on all of them. You know what I'm saying? If we win the House in 2026, which is totally doable, right? If we do that, if we show up and we take back the House significantly, convincingly, everything about Trump is going to start to unravel. But man, if we lose the House election in 2026, bro, like we're going to be fucked. You know what I mean? And yes, we need plenty of activism, plenty of civil disobedience. We need to keep fighting ICE. We need to keep protesting, and we need to keep making content that is counteracting They're nonsensical bullshit stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but so entropy, the thing about a House of impeachment is again, the thing about impeachment is I think it's like in and of itself, you look at it and impeachment doesn't do anything in and of itself, but you got to remember who you're dealing with Trump. Okay. So every time something like that's an impeachment or a roadblock or a spoke in the wheel, it makes Trump unravel. Okay. You know what I'm saying? When the House impeaches and then that spreads across the country in the headlines and everybody starts talking about it, that shit makes Trump unravel. Okay. It's more about that being a thing that helps sort of reduce his poll numbers, help cause him to be more flailing and more chaotic. You know what I'm saying? And yes, there will be hearings upon hearings upon hearings and investigations, right? Some of this is just designed to destabilize the man. Okay. The more you destabilize Trump, the more mistakes he makes, the crazier he gets, the more unhinged he gets, the more unhinged he gets, the more his poll numbers drop, the more his poll numbers drop, the more he fucking overcompensates. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to remember that he's a reactionary guy. So everything we do to like slug him in the chest is going to cause a corresponding reaction from him that would, you know, will cause him to be less and less effective, right? And the House impeaches and the Senate can impeach and they are also, yeah, they convict, but it's like 2/3 vote, right? It's a high vote. You're never going to get that vote. You know what I'm saying? Is there a chance we could take the Senate in midterms? I mean, there's a slim one, right? So if we look at the Senate seats up in 2026, right? So here's what it looks like, okay? So there's 3 Republicans retiring, okay? North Carolina, Kentucky, and Alabama. So let me just show you guys. Let's go. So right here, North Carolina is huge. This is Thom Tillis, right? I think it's right? This is Thom Tillis, okay? He is retiring, and there's a possibility that Roy Cooper is going to run for this, okay? This could be a pickup, North Carolina, because Roy Cooper, the beloved governor of North Carolina, he's thinking about running. And so if Thom Tillis is retiring, if Roy Cooper runs for this Senate seat, I think there's almost guaranteed he fucking wins that. Okay, so that would be a pickup, okay, and a significant one, a big one. Roy Cooper, man, if there's a possibility, I know that Scott Jennings is going to run for this Senate seat in North Carolina, or I mean in Kentucky. If somebody could beat Scott Jennings, that's a possibility of a pickup there. Maine is Susan Collins. I mean, I don't know. Is she vulnerable? Maybe she's vulnerable. There are a couple of these that look like vulnerable possibilities. You know, I mean, some of these is going to be real tough. A lot of these, I feel like maybe there could be something in Iowa, maybe even something in Oklahoma. If people react to what Ryan Walters is doing in Oklahoma with all that crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? With the Bibles in the school, he's doing a lot of overreach, wanting to put Trump Bibles in the school and wanting to talk about, right? I mean, I know Oklahoma seems like a long shot, but I feel like that's one of those things where if the right candidate stepped up, it's a possibility. They are, but the thing is you just wonder if people are fucking, enough people are torqued about Ryan Walters, right? It would be hard. But I feel like North Carolina and Kentucky are possibilities, and so is Maine, okay? Those are possibilities. But then a lot of these, man, a lot of these are just fucking red, you know? Red. You're Okie and you're alone. Yeah, I know, dude. Oklahoma's brutal. But yeah, man. So this is going to be fucking, it's going to be crazy. I think there's a possibility that AOC might run for Schumer's seat, which would be interesting. Could you imagine if Chuck Schumer got ousted? Oh, fuck, bro. That would be insane, dude. If Schumer got ousted, oh, lordy. Yeah. But I think the one that I think is realistic, that I'm pretty sure is going to flip, is going to be North Carolina. Okay, if Roy Cooper runs, North Carolina is going to be a solid flip. But you see, most of this is like deep red, right? It is some deep red. Yeah, that North Carolina district has actually did flip to the Dems. I don't know which district in North Carolina. Peters is running in retiring in Michigan. Yeah. So I mean, we gotta fucking maintain, right? Dude, I'm telling you right now, North Carolina, if Roy Cooper runs for that seat, and like, he should be a lock. He was so beloved. Everybody loved him, right? Everybody loved him. But all right, let's look at this video. Let's see about this video here and see what we got. Dude, we're getting in early tonight, guys. All right, we're getting in early. Oh, shit. Early schmurly, baby. Early schmurly. All right. So let's see what this video is, dude. All right, I'm intrigued by this. A bunch of bank transfers or some wire transfers from my senator, no less, Ron Wyden. All right, we got good people. We got good people in office, right? We got good people in office here in Oregon. I'm glad to see our senators fucking out there doing some work.
And that there's a cover-up, and if Trump's participating in that cover done, and that there's a cover-up, and if Trump's participating in that cover-up, it's...
Let's go, dude. Pendulous, thank you for the gifted. Let's go. Sasha, welcome to the membership. Dude, Pendulous with the gifted. Let's go. We're halfway to a dance party, too. 36 minutes to a dance party. We're going to do a dance party goal every hour. All right? We're going to try and make it happen.
Bad for his brand. That's my contention.
Okay, here we go.
Done, and that there's a cover-up, and if Trump's participating in that cover-up, it's bad for his brand. That's my contention.
Yeah, I think that's and if it gets bad enough, then he has to blame somebody. And that's really where this could have value. It's not I don't think it's going to scare any voters away from Trump. But I do think that it could create pressure on him enough where he would be worried about that, where he has to throw somebody under the bus, which could be really
under the bus.
But even the problem with throwing her on the bus on some level, though, is that there's clearly something there. And I don't...
Yeah, that it really is it, right? That really is it. Ultimately, the big problem for Trump with the Trump Epstein situation is something happened. They saw something that just completely made them do a 180. Okay? They were hot on the trail of this. We have the files. We have the list. We're going through this. We're releasing this. Here's phase 1 of the release. We're making ground on this. We're making headway. You know, we're going to ruin the Democrats. And then they got into the list and the stuff. They had 1,000 FBI agents flagging everything with Trump's name. And somehow at the end of that process, they get out of March and they're like, no list, nobody to prosecute, case closed. Sorry, guys, nothing to see here. Let's just talk about Obama and Russia, right? So something... Literally, they open a door somewhere and we're like, holy shit, we need to just completely abandon this thing. I mean, something there is some kind of, whether it's a smoking gun or just a huge amount of information about Trump or whatever, it was enough for them to change the entire like directive of the FBI and the DOJ. They just completely turned around and did an about face. And these are people that have been full in, like all in on this for years. Okay, so there's something there.
I don't know how they satisfy the desire for it other than like, I don't know, he starts a war. But here is Ron. I mean, honestly, like at one point, he'll do something to change the narrative. But here is Ron Wyden, the Senate Finance Committee. This is fascinating stuff because there is an element to this Epstein stuff that is not as sexy in some respects, literally, but like, or rapey, but it speaks to the more the elite stuff. Like, how did this guy amass his money?
Yeah.
What was going on? How did this dude who was a substitute teacher end up hobnobbing with all these people? It wasn't his talent.
Yeah, see, that's another thing that's really weird is Epstein went from like, partially employed teacher to billionaire, like, you know what I mean? In record fucking time. And he didn't actually do anything. It's not like the guy discovered, titanium ore or some new kind of lithium battery. I mean, he's like a substitute teacher. And then all of a sudden he's a billionaire at the center of like every, a wealthy person in America. And it was over the span of like a year or two. But he didn't, he didn't become a rock star. He didn't win an Oscar. Like, what the fuck did he do? Right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, how do you go from teaching at a school to being like the king of the, high society fucking, elite renegade band of whatever billionaires and shit just overnight?
Or his conversation skills. There was something else going on. Here is Ron Wyden on the Senate Finance Committee yesterday.
Last year, the Biden administration allowed our investigators to look at portions of the file. We did that at the Treasury building.
Oh, you hear that? Biden set it up so they could go to the Treasury and look at the file. Oh, yeah. Remember? They're saying, Democrats didn't do anything with this shit for years. Well, Ron Wyden saying, yeah, actually they did. During Biden's admin, people were going and investigating this shit, investigating the files. So it has been going on, guys, in addition to putting Ghislaine Maxwell in prison.
Here is what it says. Treasury's Epstein file details, Mr. President, 4,725 wire transfers. Let me repeat that.
Jesus.
4,725 wire transfers, adding up to nearly $1.1 billion flowing in and out of just one of Mr. Epstein's bank accounts.
Dude, that's a lot of money, dude. Right? 4,700. That's a lot of activity, guys. You know what I'm saying? That is a lot of activity. 4,700. You know what I mean? Think about that. I mean, dude, that's a lot of activity. That, even if it's over a 10-year period, okay, that's like a wire transfer every day, more than one a day for 10 solid years. Okay, that's significant.
If you ask me, that is more than 4,000 potential lines of investigation right there.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions more flowed through other accounts. That's even a lot more to investigate. The file shows that Mr. Epstein used multiple Russian banks, which are now under sanctions, to process payments related to sex trafficking.
And Russian banks. That's really interesting, too. That Russian banks right? Because they seem to not want to acknowledge Russia's role. What have we seen from Russia? Meddling in the 2016 election, meddling in the 2020 election, meddling in the 2024 election, hacking the DNC, okay? Paying off right-wing influencers, Benny Johnson, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, right? You know what I mean? I mean, Trump is literally like fucking pounding fucking Putin's meat every chance he gets. Oh, yeah. Blaming Ukraine for being invaded and shit. Holy shit, dude.
I imagine those banks were also used for a lot of other things too. I mean, it really does raise questions. I think, but just my experience is always just sort of like, they are usually hiding something other than what people think it is in these situations.
Yeah, see, that crypto shit too, I'm glad you mentioned it, because the crypto stuff, you notice how Trump is like so into crypto. Everything is crypto. They want to deregulate. They want to make it more private. And crypto is like straight money laundering. You know, it is like super problematic, man.
And that the exposure is to other things that we're not supposed to see. And 𝗏𝗢😅 has apparently been stonewalling a lot of these questions for a while about the finances. And I mean, who knows where the next sort of like break in the dam is going to be.
It's interesting that Wyden is the guy doing this, because his father, Peter Wyden, was a journalist with really good sources. He wrote one of the first good exposés on the CIA's involvement with the Bay of Pigs planning and fiasco.
Interesting.
So if there's somebody who has sources on the Democratic side of the aisle, it would be, I think, Wyden.
And things like, I mean, some of the Times writes here, some of the Epstein money transfers disclosed in the report from JP Chase involved accounts at 2 Russian banks before those institutions were subjected to U.S. sanctions. A few transactions red flag were for as much as $100 million. And it's interesting that Wyden would be on that given his background because of, you know, the claims about intelligence and things like that. But we still don't even know how Epstein made his fortune. He went from high school teacher to a guy that was responsible for basically billions of dollars in transactions, and he was managing the money for one particular person for around, what, 20 to 30 years?
An enigma.
It's the American dream.
Yeah.
Real gamin, if you know what I mean.
Gamin.
Bootstraps guy.
Dude.
Real gamin.
Dude, look at
There's
fucking...
secrets we will share.
Real gamin. Dude, gamin, baby. Oh, shit. Hold on. I want to look at that. I want to see if there's a New York Times article about this. Let me see here. Yeah. So this is the article that they are referencing here that we're going to look at. Right there. That's our article. Look at, dude, Ron Wyden, dude, old as shit, bro. Homie, 4 banks waited until his arrest on federal charges to flag $1.5 billion in suspicious transactions. Wyden wants the documents made public, as they should be.
I'm going to trust my friends in the government.
Hey, for weeks, all we've heard is how Trump's big, beautiful bill will cut Medicaid. But almost no one's reporting on a buried provision that would make Trump untouchable. Go to ground.news.
All right, so that's the ad at the end. Okay, 2-minute ad there at the end. So let's go look at this this article real quick. Right? Yeah. Yep. So Wyden, let's see. So Trump and his admin, he wants to move on, yada, yada, yada. So Ron Wyden is on the Senate Finance. Dude, pendulous. Let's go, baby. All right, 4 away, guys. 24 minutes, 4 away from a dance party. He's the top Dem on the Senate Finance Committee. Has been digging into the financial network. So filings by 4 big banks flagged more than $1.5 billion in transactions, including thousands of wire transfers for the purchase and sale of artwork for rich friends, fees paid to Mr. Epstein by wealthy individuals, and payments to numerous women. Okay, the filings came after Epstein was arrested on federal sex trafficking charges. Large money transfers to individuals, foreign countries, or obscure companies are the kind of things banks are supposed to be examining as potentially suspicious. Some of the Epstein money transfers disclosed in a report from JP Chase involved accounts at 2 Russian banks before those institutions were subject to U.S. sanctions. So there are also troublesome banks, right? That's what Sam and Emma were talking about at the very end there. A few transactions red flagged were as much as $100 million. Okay. You know what I'm saying? 100 milli. Dude, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah. I mean, following the money is always the way to go. The bank records reviewed by Wyden's staff called Suspicious Activity Reports, or SARS, are meant to be an early warning system for law enforcement about signs of illegal activity. As dictated by federal law, the reports are so confidential that banks can't even acknowledge filing them, and people who've seen the documents are under great constraint as to what they can say about them. Okay, members of Wyden's staff provided an overview of the bank's reports to the New York Times based on the review of the filings. To some degree, Mr. Wyden is hamstrung by those rules, which is why he wants to make the reports available to Congress. So yeah, so he's seen it, but he can't really release it, okay? He can't really release what he, you know what I'm saying? He can't release what's on this shit. He had been pressing Attorney General Pam Bondi to turn over bank reports. And I mean, dude, we know they're just engaged in like an insane amount of cover up at this point. Okay, like think about it. Think about all the things they could release. Right? They keep talking about the videos. Nobody wants to watch videos of people molesting kids. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants that. But you could be following the money. You could be releasing the bank records of where this money's coming from and going to. You could be following the trail of the financing. How did he get that $80 million house in New York City? Right? What was going on? Follow, the trail of money of how these women were getting paid, right? Follow the trail of the people that were involved, the men that were involved. We know there's people in there, you know what I'm saying? We know there's no way they have 10,000 videos and there's not a single non-Epstein guy in the video. Like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? And instead they're going to the grand jury testimony, right? They want to release some transcripts heavily redacted with all personal information removed from the grand jury testimony, which has nothing to do with this. I mean, it has to do with Ghislaine Maxwell working for Jeffrey Epstein, but that's not what anybody's after. Okay? The banks that filed reports reviewed by Mr. Wyden's team, JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Bank of New York Mellon, all declined to comment, except for Deutsche Bank, which said it regrets our historical connection with Jeffrey Epstein. Okay? The confidential bank reports filed with the Treasury Department agency could be crucial because they provide the most comprehensive look at the enormous financing machine behind Mr. Epstein's sex trafficking operation in Manhattan, Florida, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. To date, only bits and pieces of the financial transactions involving Epstein's network have come out through civil litigation and news reports. The reports reviewed by Wyden's team were filed by the banks months after Epstein's arrest in 2019 and his subsequent death by suicide. All right. Normally, a bank is expected to file a SAR within 60 days of a bank's spotting a questionable transaction. Okay. In a statement, a Treasury spokesman said the Biden admin had access to the information during its tenure, and the fact that Senator Wyden never asked Joe Biden to address the issue shows this is pathetic political theater and a complete joke. Gary Kalman, that seems to be their thing, but it looks like they gave them access, okay, because they were looking at these things. They investigated this shit, so Biden did something, right? But of course, they're trying to say, like, oh, Biden didn't do enough, so this is all phony. But, like, all right, so fine. Say, all right, Biden was too old. He didn't do enough. That doesn't mean we can't investigate now, right? Let's get in there. You know, let's get in there, guys. Seriously. And welcome to the new people. JR, welcome aboard. Glad you're here. So yeah, this is, it is unclear if more frequent and timely SAR filings would have made much of a difference. Still, Wyden said the reporting system needs fixing, especially as it pertains to monitoring wealthy banking clients. When banks are only filing these reports after crooks like Epstein are dead or behind bars, that does not do anyone good. Now, see, here's what I don't get is like, if you or I, guys, if you go put money in your bank for more than like 10 grand, they like flag that and ping the IRS. There was a raid. Was there a raid? Right? Dude, where does it fucking tell me there's a raid? Who's it from? Who's it from? Let's go. Welcome to the Raiders. Right? They don't tell me anything here. I'm looking at the stream settings or whatever. Like, YouTube doesn't tell me shit. Right? Yo, homies, what's up? If there was a raid, though, welcome, Raiders. Appreciate you guys. Glad you guys are here. Thank you. Thank you. Parker gang. All right. Parker's fantastic. Let's go, Parker. Is that the Parker from like, which part? Is that the Parker that I see on TikTok all the time? That kid? I like that kid. Kid's a good dude. Or is it a different Parker? Yeah, no, that's that Parker. Oh, he rated? Oh, let's go, dude. I fucking love that guy, dude. Him and that Dean guy, those guys are great, man. Dude, seriously, they give you hope that fucking we got some, you know what I mean? It's like nice to see some young men that aren't fucking sniffing Andrew Tate's ass crack. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Dean wasn't on? Yeah, all right, fair enough. But anyway, Parker, fucking welcome, dudes. Welcome to the Parker crew. Glad you guys are here. Yeah, no, I see him on TikTok all the time. Dude, they always do the fucking, they're always like burning some call-in people, right? I always see them talking to some fucking internet voice, like an old school radio show with like the dumbest MAGA like hogs that you can imagine, bro. And just watching them eviscerate people with, you know what I mean? I mean, they're so like, I don't know. Somebody said the patience. I totally have mad respect for people that can deal with MAGA people with such patience and calmness. Cause I get really aggro, dude. I do. I get aggro, bro. I don't have the patience. I'm like an attack dog. Those guys are so good though. But yeah, man, that's exciting. So Wyden started the investigation 3 years ago. Yeah, what I was gonna say is what I have a problem with is I have a problem with, you know, if I, you know, send somebody 10 grand, they're gonna send that to the IRS. But if somebody who's wealthy gets sent 100 milli, you know what I mean? Though that shit doesn't get flagged. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if 100 milli gets transferred, like, come on, bro. 100 million gets transferred, and that should be a serious microscope should go up the ass when that happens, right? Like, why isn't it? Dude, let's go. Dude, Drogas, appreciate you, boss. All right, we're 7 to 10, dude. 3 away from the dance party, 15 minutes. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Mehdi Hassan. Dude, yeah, Mehdi is great. Dude, I want to watch the Jubilee shit, but I'm afraid I'm going to get copy struck. Every time I watch Jubilee or do Jubilee, like, they copy strike the shit out of me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? So I may have to do a video on that, like, off stream where I can more control it, right? What's my reasoning for supporting Twitter? I don't support Twitter, right? I mean, I'm on it because I have to be on it, right? It needs a voice like mine or it would just be a toxic cesspool. Yeah, I know I'm on it. I know I'm on it, right? I mean, as a political commentator, you have to be kind of on all the platforms that you can stomach, right? Because that's how you combat the shit. I'm not giving them Twitter just because a bunch of fucking Nazis come and try to stronghold Twitter. I'm not going to let them just have it. Like, fuck that. It's my fucking platform too. Sam, let's go. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, just because the Nazis roll in, they're not kicking me off. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't it be better to be its own echo chamber? I mean, no, I don't think so. Right? Because if you allow it to be an echo chamber, there's not just Nazis on Twitter. There's a whole bunch of regular people on there too. You know what I'm saying? Right? But yeah, I mean, you can do what you want, but I'm not fucking boycotting Twitter, and you're not going to make me feel guilty for being a voice in there of fucking revolution. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I need to be there. It's important. You know what I'm saying? Dude, Drogas, let's go, baby. Appreciate you. All right. So Wyden began his investigation 3 years ago with a focus on more than $158 million in payments that Leon Black made to Epstein for tax and estate planning services, right? Mr. Black, who socialized with Mr. Epstein, was a co-founder of the private equity firm Apollo Global Management. Why does that sound, right? Why does that sound fucking... I feel like that sounds that sounds like familiar. Oh my God, dude. This is the fucking the thing that was formed by the Drexel guys. Dude, we literally talked about this. What else is part of this? There's some shit that's a part of this. We talked about this before, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what did we talk about this? This is related to, oh my God, dude. Yeah, no, the Tesla protests are great. They are. I mean, think about that. That forced Elon out of Doge, right? You know what I'm saying? But, like, so, wait a second. There is, hold on. I'm telling you guys, there's a connection to this, okay? That Apollo. Right here. Look at this, okay? Look at this. This is from July of last year. I've seen a number of posts about this. I think we need to get our info because Apollo Global Management isn't David Pecker's AMI. Okay, Apollo is an asset management run by a bunch of fucking, right? So there is a... So CMG, look at this. So Axios was sold to Cox Enterprises, which is principally owned by Apollo Global Management. Okay, isn't that crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So this management here from Leon Black, Apollo Global Management equity firm, I think they're the people who bought Axios and fucking Cox. And dude, so Apollo was trying to make a deal with Paramount, right? Isn't that crazy? Yes, look at this. So Cox Media is owned by Apollo Global Management, and they're connected to fucking Epstein, bro. How crazy is that? And I became aware of them last year during the election, okay? Isn't that wild? Dude, so, and Cox is like a huge media group, okay? That cable news. Isn't that wild? Dude, that's insane. Okay? They own internet, they cable television. So that is I mean, that's pretty telling, don't you think? That you have these huge media conglomerates like Cox that are part of Apollo Management, and Apollo Management is part of this fucking, you know what I'm saying? That is, the guy who co-founded Apollo Management is part of sending all this money to Epstein. Like, dude, this is nuts, bro. Like, you know, so whatever's going on with Epstein is like, we're talking about the biggest players in media and television and cable and investing. You know what I mean? I mean, Apollo is huge. It's one of those, you know, BlackRock, like Vanguard, Blackstone kind of fucking things. Yeah, billionaire cabal is a great way of putting it. But that's crazy. In early 2021, Black stepped down from all leadership at Apollo after those payments, and his close ties to Epstein became public. So he literally only stepped down because of his connection to Epstein. Okay? Mr. Black's legal team has said that Epstein's work saved Mr. Black some $2 billion in taxes, and he did nothing wrong in paying him. Early last year, investigators, along with several Republican committee staffers, were permitted by Treasury officials to review the secret filings by the four banks. The staff members were presented with thousands of pages of documents to review. They were not allowed to make copies and could only take handwritten notes. The single largest suspicious activity was filed in late 2019 by JP Morgan. That was $1.1 billion. That's the 4,700 transactions going back 20 years. Okay, including payments to women from Belarus, Russia, and Turkmenistan. Okay, many of Epstein's victims included young women from Eastern European countries, of course, right? And we know who else deals in women from Eastern European companies, of course, the fucking Andrew Tate, rapist Andrew Tate. Dude, this is crazy. The next largest was Deutsche Bank, 400 million. And Bank of New York Mellon for $378 million. And then Bank of America, which filed reports on Mr. Black's payments to Epstein. In 2023, JP Morgan paid $290 million to Epstein's victims. Deutsche paid $75 million to settle lawsuits that claim the banks ignored red flags about sex trafficking. 𝗙𝗎 𝗙𝗀𝗆 said she had been recruited to go to his townhouse. 𝗙𝗎 𝗙𝗀𝗆, who was sexually abused by Mr. Epstein when she was 20, said the furor between Mr. Trump and his supporters had obscured the harm done to victims. Ms. 𝗙𝗀𝗆, who is now 45, also said law enforcement was to blame for not having more aggressively pursued Mr. Epstein and his network. And of course, guys, this all ties back to Alex Acosta letting Epstein off, giving him immunity, burying this shit, you know, 15 years, 10 years before Donald Trump gave him a cabinet position. This poor woman, man. Sadly, all the noise around the purported Epstein files serves only to detract from holding the Justice Department accountable to victims for its failure in preventing this trafficking atrocity, she said in an interview. Dude, that's crazy. So I wonder who Cox Media Group, right? I wonder who they donate to. I'm curious about Cox Media Group. Oh shit, we got 4 minutes left, guys. We need 2 more. We need 2 more in 4 minutes. Let's get that dance party. So Cox gave looks like significant amount of money to both, right? Who are their top donors, right? Dance party incoming. 2 more, baby. 4 minutes. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. Dude, I want to see So 2024. See if any names jump out here. Oh, DB Golding. Let's go, baby. 1 more. 3 minutes. 1 more 3 minutes dance party. And there it is. Oh, shit. Let's go. 10 of 10, baby. Ooh. See, I mean, this is hard, right? Because obviously, Cox has, they're donating having to do with their internet and shit. So let's look at Apollo Global Management. They donated 14 million. Holy shit, bro. 14 million in contributions, another 11 million, $25 million. These guys fucking donated, right? Both sides of the aisle. Dude, Pendulous, walking a dog. Let's go, baby. Both sides of the aisle, dude. So this is crazy. Slightly more to Republicans. A little bit more to the Senate. Dude, there's just so much money, man. You know what I'm saying? There's just so much money fucking like passing through this shit. It's really it's I don't know, dude. It's really fucking troubling to me that all this shit is going on. All right, you ready? Let's fucking right now we dance. We do need to get money out of politics, but I don't know how we even do that, guys. I mean, at this point, Citizens United has whacked us, and now they're like, you know, loosening crypto regulations and shit. Yeah, woke grandma, she's the shit. I mean, obviously what we got to do is we have to, you know, like do something about the Supreme Court. I mean, something's got to be done about the Supreme Court. I mean, we need 60 senators and a majority in the House and a Democratic president, and then we would have to blow up the Supreme Court, term limits, set some new rules, you know what I mean? Like expand it and make it right, you know what I'm saying? Dude, Wolfpack, dude, isn't Wolfpack fucking, isn't that Jenks? Dude, constitutional amendments not possible. Dude, you need like 37 fucking states, right? You know, for a constitutional amendment. I mean, they would have to, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be 100 years before that happens. You know, they have like 13 states. Yeah, 13 states. Ain't a lot, bro. All right, let's go. Let's have a little dance party to our favorite Swedish performer. Is something? Yeah, no, it's not. Dude, no offense to Jenky, but dude, 𝗙𝗍𝗃. Hey, 𝗙𝗍𝗃, baby! Cenk! Oh, 𝗙𝗍𝗃. Dude, 𝗙𝗍𝗃. All right, here we go. Dude, black socks with shorts. Well, you know what's funny is I wasn't wearing shorts. I was wearing pants until the stream, right? So, like, I just put shorts on. That's how I got that copping that good pulled up black socks and shorts look. Oh, shit. Yeah, dude, that song's a jam, bro. Ooh, lordy. All right, I'm going to put on a little music fucking... Oh, little cool down. Yeah, baby, get the heart rate up. Let's go, let's go. Ooh, dancing socks. Yeah, that song's a jam, bro. I like that song too. Black socks with shorts and boots was your look. Yeah, it's not really my look. I normally don't wear socks, right? I wear Vans and no socks, right? That's how I roll, mostly. Is Vans and no socks. That's my general mode of operation. I put socks on when I wear, like, you know, high tops or if I wear my Pumas or something. But for the most part, I'm a non-sock guy. All right, we got the heart rate kicked up, though. That shit is good. That shit is good. Let's go. Dude, we did. Look at this, though, guys. This is a big deal. You ready? Here we go, dude. Look at that. We hit 45,000. 45,000. We just went over 45,000 YouTube subscribers. We're getting there, baby. It's true. I've been dreaming of you. Nothing I say can take my reputation away. Well, I need me too. Dude, I like this tune. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Ooh. Let's go, baby. I'm blinded by the stars in my eyes. It's true, I've been dreaming of you. Nothing I say can help me erase the truth. I behave always gets in the way. Yeah. Nothing I say can take my reputation away. If you need me, will I need me too? Dude, that song, like, so like my voice kind of sucked there, right? My voice kind of sucked at that time. It was all right. I mean, it was before years of voice lessons, but I always liked that fucking song, bro. Such a good tune. It's just a normal island for normal massages with a bunch of normal weird billionaires. All right, good night, boss. All right. Fucking A, bro. All right, so what do we got next, dude? We got to look at the Trump meltdown, okay? Echo and the Bunnymen are great, dude. There's one of my favorite bands in high school. So the Trump meltdown today had a lot to do with, dude, he's going apeshit on fucking Truth Social, bro. He is just losing his goddamn mind. And so there's a lot of like, look at this shit, dude. Right? He's posting, he's retweeting this, right? Until this happens, nothing will change, right? He's doing a lot of this sort of like threatening, you know, arrests and shit. But here's the thing, guys. Let me just walk you through this because we have 𝗙ście𝗶𝗹𝗀. She's going on Fox News. She's talking about how they're going to release this and they're going to release that. But like, let me just tell you guys, if there was any actual impropriety of Barack Obama, like if Barack Obama did anything illegal, they wouldn't be releasing it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They would not be releasing it on Twitter. They would be taking it before a grand jury and getting indictments like they did with Donald fucking Trump. Okay? This idea that they're releasing all this shit on Twitter tells you exactly what's going on. That this whole thing is just a PR campaign It's to try to take the attention off of Epstein. It's to try and like talk their base into forgetting that Trump is a child rapist and that maybe their fetish of being able to arrest the black president, right? Because that's what they want more than anything. The MAGA base, they're racist, okay? It is all racism. They want the black guy in jail. Why? Because he was a black guy who fucking became president. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's their whole shtick, bro. They have not been able to forgive that a black man became president of their precious slave nation, okay? And now we have this clip, okay? Let's watch.
That doesn't just affect Democrats or Republicans. It's not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue with such significant impact that it should concern
Dude, yeah, here's Tulsi like, oh, this is like, it's got to concern everybody. It's not like, right? Everybody, dude, fuck off the fucking Russian asset, Tulsi fucking Gabbard. But here we go.
That doesn't just affect Democrats or Republicans. It's not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue with such significant impact that it should concern every American because it has to do with the fabric and integrity of our democratic republic.
No, it does. It has to do with a presidential candidate getting help from a foreign entity that he's still kissing their ass, 9 years later, okay? And yes, Donald Trump getting help from Russia and us looking into that is huge, right? It's huge, and Russia's been involved ever since.
That we had a situation here where in the months leading up to the 2016 election, the intelligence community assessed, and this is what the documents detail, the intelligence community assessed essentially Russia doesn't have the tools, the capability, or the intent to try to change the outcome of the U.S. presidential election.
Okay, now follow this closely, okay, because we're going to break apart her shit here. Because on the one hand, yes, part one is that they figured out, okay, Russia can't change the votes. They're not going to be able to take over the voting machines. They did, get access to voter rolls in Illinois and Arizona. They tried in 20-some states, okay? But they didn't actually have the ability to change the votes. But now she's going to go into this thing. Well, in December, Barack Obama gathered the intelligence community and said, we need to do a report on how Russia is meddling. We got to get it done before Trump gets inaugurated, which of course, after that, they wanted to know, how did Russia get involved? What did they do? How did they rat fuck the election? Did they have online ad campaigns? Were they manipulating social media? Were they using bot farms? What were they doing? And let's get this report done, and a public one, before Trump buries it, because we know once he gets in here, this is all going to go away and it's going to be gone forever. But she's trying to say that oh, they found out Russia didn't hack it, so now he's show us Russia hacked it. But there was never a question of Russia hacking it. There was the question of Russia meddling in it, which we know they did. And later the Mueller probe had many indictments around this, okay? Many improprieties.
Donald Trump pulls off a historic victory against Hillary Clinton in November of 2016. Even in the days after that election, the intelligence community continued their consistent assessment that reflected the same thing in the months leading up to the election. All of a sudden, in the early days of December, there was a president's daily brief that was drafted. This is put together by the different elements of the intelligence community that reflected that same assessment. Russia did not try to hack the election, in essence. That PDB,
But they did, though. I mean, they fucking accessed voter rolls. They absolutely got involved,
document was pulled hours before it was supposed to be published for the president to see that following morning. That document was never published until we released it yesterday. One day later, President Obama calls a meeting of his National Security Council, his top officials, to be held on what they called a sensitive topic. And the results of that meeting, which we released yesterday, and these over 100 documents that talk about in detail how President Obama and his team, he directed a manufactured piece of intelligence that detailed not if, but how Russia tried to influence the outcome.
But again, he directed them to prepare a document showing how Russia meddled. And there's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing wrong with that because we know they meddled. Okay, they didn't hack voting machines, but we know they meddled, right? And we knew that they were preparing this report. It was common knowledge. Dude, yeah, I know she's so dramatic. You notice how it like cuts off though? It cuts off like it's not even the full clip. And by the way, dude, look at the video quality on Truth Social. Fucking dog shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Dude, this shit is dog shit. All right. Now he's like, but look at all his stuff is like memes. All his shit is like who's his audience, dude? Like 10-year-olds or what? What the fuck is he doing, bro? His audience. And all right, there's the same clip. Let me see. Where's your tweet about this? Where's your AI video that you share? You fucking clown. All right, first he shared this video. Did you see this? This is wild. Yeah, no, they are definitely trying to distract. Watch this video. Dude, what the fuck is that, bro? Like, the woman catching the snake? Right? Remember his thing about the snake? You know what I'm saying? Remember his big thing about the snake? He shares this 3-minute video of fucking weird shit. But it's just because of the woman catching the snake. Bro, oh my God. Is this the one? Oh, is this it? I think this is it. Isn't this it?
No one, especially the president, is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law.
Nobody is above the law.
No one is above the law. No one is above the law.
Yeah, no, we get it. No one is above the law. Oh, here it is. We get it. No one is above the law. So here's my thing, though. You ready? You ready? Hold on. No one is above the law. Okay, we're clear. And all the Democrats said that. So, all right, Trumpy. All right, MAGA. You MAGA shitheads. So go get an indictment. Right? Why you got 𝗙ście𝗶𝗹𝗀 releasing shit on Twitter and talking on Fox News like all you motherfuckers do? Go get the indictment, big boy. All right, Trumpy? You know what I'm saying? It's no one's above the law. Great. Go get your indictment. Let's see you take your proof of the broken laws and the treason and all that shit. Go get an indictment and let's see you pony up. Or if not, if you're not going to go get an indictment, shut the fuck up. Okay? Thank you. Right? It's like, prove it, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sure, you can play an AI video of Obama getting arrested, but your dumbass, we put in jail. We got multiple indictments for multiple cases. When you get out of fucking the presidency, we're going to go back and we're going to pick up where we left off. And you're going to go to jail for all that shit. But we didn't sit there and release a bunch of information on Twitter and make AI videos. We went and got the fucking indictment with evidence. Okay, but you, MAGA, right? Trumpy and you MAGA shitheads, you edgelord MAGA cucks, you are not getting an indictment. You're sitting around giving each other a steel wool hand job on Twitter and sharing AI videos that you can jerk off to later, right? You can beat off to the black president getting arrested in your little AI video. But that ain't going to actually put him in jail there. I mean, come on now. All right, let's see their little piece here. All right, I'm going to turn the video, I'm going to turn the sound off because I don't want to get copy struck. But there's their big fucking video. Dude, this shit is like low grade too. Dude. Dude, look at this shit. Dude, I I'm serious. You know they jerk off to this shit, dude. You know they do, bro. Dude, they're so like turned on by that. But, you know, I posted about this, okay? You know what I'm saying? I posted about this right here, dude. Right? Right there. There it is. Right? There's the truth of it. Right? Nothing personal. I really just need them to stop talking about me and Epstein raping children. Dude. Oh, shit. Right? That's it. That's the whole deal. Right? Where's your indictment, Trumpy? Dude, unhinged. Unfucking hinged, boss. That's what they're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Oh, shit. Dude, yeah. They get the special fucking Obama sock out. Man, Trump is fucking going ape. So again, though, 𝗙𝗪𝗏 calls for Obama to be prosecuted, right? But let's see them get an indictment. I'm looking forward to their grand jury indictment, right? So what does this say? Hey, we got another one here. It says the Wall Street Journal ran a typically untruthful story today by saying that Secretary of Treasury Scott Bessent explained to me that firing Jerome Powell would be bad for the market. Nobody had to explain that to me. I know better than anyone what's good for the market. Yeah, I don't think you do, Trumpy. And what's good for the USA, if it weren't for me, the market wouldn't be at record highs right now. It probably would have crashed. Oh, yeah, like it crashed during the Biden presidency. Dude, he's such a fucking weirdo, dude. Oh, my God. Saved by God to save America. Look at this, dude. There's like 4 different fonts. Dude, we are like, right? He is like saving all the, look at the cross. Oh, shit. Dude, this shit looks like it was made by like a 3rd grader, dude. Somebody's fucking 5-year-old made this flyer with, with 4 different fonts, 3 fonts, right? A different font for every word and the little superimposed. Dude. Oh, shit. Oh, that's rich, bro. That is rich. Oh, my God, dude. Yeah, dude, look at that. I mean, the shit he shares. All right, so there's something with Trump getting thrown out. Somebody's getting thrown out of a Trump rally. What is that? When was this? When was this from? Right? What election was this? Was this 2020?
And we're going to stop it. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Oh, I remember this.
Go home to your mom, darling. Go home.
I remember that. Dude, Duluth.
Get him out of here. Out.
It's in Duluth. Dude, I love Duluth. I had great shows in Duluth. Dude, look at that. He's a hero. So, dude, I played shows in Duluth. There are a bunch of anarchists that live in Duluth that I used to play at coffee shops and shit in Duluth. And then I would stay at this house of anarchists that were crazy. They were like fire spinners, and they used to go and they would go to the dumpsters of all the breweries, and the breweries throw out like beer cans that are dented and shit. And they had like, they would forage for like food and alcohol and shit by taking shit that got thrown away. And they lived in this crazy like 4-story house. It was like, I don't know, dude, there were like a dozen of them that lived there. I actually had a crush on this girl with dreads, this fire spinning girl that lived there. They were pretty wild, man. They were, I don't know, it was inspiring, dude. They were sort of living as much off the grid as you could, which I really respect that. But yeah, dude, homie was a savage. Dude, and he didn't even let him take the paper, too. They were trying to grab it, right, on the way out, and he was like, nah, right? He was like, nope, not happening. Oh, shit. Dude, Trumpy was uncharacteristically quiet, don't you think? I mean, isn't that the one thing you notice about that? How he was like, he was real quiet. That was weird, man. He was real fucking quiet there that whole time. No snappy comeback. No, like refuting it. I mean, dude, yeah, let me see. Let's find out when that was. It looked like 2020. So it was 2018. Okay. The Trump rally on 2018. So that was a mid fucking October of 2018. All right. Crazy. So that was before he got fucking rearrested. Dude, that guy is like ahead of the curve, bro. But look at how quiet Trump was. You see that though, dude?
And we're going to stop it.
See, that's the thing, man. He got real silent there. Real silent. And this is like I've said before. If you look at the Epstein case, if you look at the information involved with this, every road of Epstein, every road there, like from Epstein, runs through Donald Trump. Every connection, right? The women were scouted at Mar-a-Lago, the planes, the money, the messages, the fucking beauty pageants, the modeling agencies, right? Trump had a modeling agency with John Casablancas. They were all having sex with teenage girls. Those modeling agencies in the 70s, 80s, and 90s were just fronts for old rich guys to hook up with teenage girls. Because all those models are like 14, 15 years old, man. The models, they grab them before they have curves. Okay? That's a huge thing of like the international modeling are those girls that have like teenage boy hips that are like super rail skinny. Okay? That they take to Milan, they take them to Paris, they take them internationally. But so they're grabbing those girls before they go through puberty and their fucking hips like start jutting out. You know, it's like pre-pubescent girls are the ones that are really, you know, like the early supermodels, you know? Dude, crazy, man. It's so disturbing. There's got to be a break in this case, guys. Somebody's got to leak this shit. I mean, Trump is like he is so out of whack. Dude, he is so out of pocket. Yeah, no, Epstein, it is not a coincidence. Again, though, right? Don't forget this, guys. Do not forget this, okay? Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Dude, Elon outed this, right? He outed this shit before they turned tail, guys. Elon told us. Now, we're not giving Elon a credit, okay? Fuck Elon. We're still the only Tesla we're gonna have is when we have a Molotov cocktail, when we share a Molotov cocktail together, okay? Right? We're not fucking giving Elon Musk any credit. No, like warm welcome for the guy. You know what I'm saying? But we are going to acknowledge that at the very least, he absolutely, dropped some knowledge on this, He absolutely dropped some knowledge on this beforehand. Dude, this is crazy though. Okay, this is like look at the shit though that Trump is fucking right. He's sharing shit from these like anti-Semitic accounts, right? This is an important thing to look at because we literally just saw the Shady Bunch. Remember when we saw that? But look at that shit. Okay, look at where this shit comes from. Okay, so Donald Trump is sharing this meme. Remember when I'm like, dude, how old are these people? Okay, so he's sharing this meme, but look at where it came from. Okay, Sir Temple Mount, and then what is that? Of course, it's an anti-Semitic, like incel, 4chan operation, right? Of course. Look at that, dude. That is the shit. This is the account that Trump is sharing. So not only is he sharing these crazy AI images, with this fascist overtones of he's just going to arrest all these people because he doesn't like them. But he's sharing accounts and promoting accounts that are actively like, replacement theory, white supremacy, Nick Fuentes kind of shit. Right? Dude, Molotov, right? That's the only cocktails I drink anymore is Molotov. Okay, now look at this. Look at Speaker Johnson. Okay, again, these are the guys, dude. All right, here we go. You ready? Here we go.
We have a lot to run on, and you have a lot to run against, given the other party. But I will tell you this. We better be united. We better be strong. We better be focused. We better be articulate. We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on here that some people want us to focus on.
Dude, we can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff, he says. You see that, guys? That's their big thing. We can't waste our time. I mean, we know Stephen Miller's a Nazi. Elon Musk is a Nazi. But look at these guys, dude. They can't waste their time on Epstein. They'll waste their time, like, attacking transgender people. They'll waste their time trying to force NFL football teams to change their name. But Jeffrey Epstein and these, like wealthy politicians that are having sex with teenage girls. No, we can't protect the kids, right? How dare we protect the kids? But look at his little smarmy nod, bro.
Our time on Epstein. We better be strong. We better be focused. We better be articulate. We can't waste our time on Epstein and other stuff that are going on here that some people want us to focus on. I've about had it with all that stuff. We better focus on who we are, what we're doing, where we want to take the country, and what they want to do to the country. Mr. Speaker, God bless you, my friend.
Yeah, what we want to do with the country is we want to put fucking child grapers in jail, homie. All right? Levin, right? Johnson, fucknuts. Clown shows? Yeah, dude, Trump is like Epstein. Is that a medication? Is that like an EpiPen? Yeah. Well, dude, the irony is they talked about this for 5 years, guys. For 5 years, they talked about this, right? For 5 years, they were like Epstein. Democrats, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, the Clintons, Epstein, pizza. Yada, 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 yada. 5 years, we're releasing it. Dan Bongino's like screaming. He's got veins bulging out of his neck and his head, right? About Epstein and the conspiracy, the deep state. And now they're like, oh, I've about had enough of this Epstein stuff. Dude. Oh, shit. Bro. Lord have mercy. This guy, though, the most punchable face in Congress.
You very, very much.
You too, Mark. Thanks for all you do. God bless.
God bless, he says. Yeah, you think God wants to get to the bottom of the Epstein thing? I mean, I think so, right? Right? I think so, don't you?
And I mean, Epstein would often recount his experiences with women, hunting women, pursuing women with Trump, including that at one point in their relationship, they shared a girlfriend for, I think, the better part of a year. But there was, in lots of detail about Trump's relationships with women that Epstein had observed. A matter of fact, Epstein regarded Trump's relationship with women as, as somehow, I mean, as far worse than his own. So, at one memorable moment of an operatic instance of the pot calling the kettle black, Epstein said to me, "The problem with Donald Trump is that he has no scruples."
Yeah, dude, none.
And coming from Jeffrey Epstein.
Right? There you go.
Dude, Trump has no scruples. Can I just share something with you guys? Check this out. Okay, so look at this. So I have a tweet that's been going like viral today. All right, I just tweeted this about that Coldplay couple. Okay, I tweeted this yesterday or a day and a half ago, right? About like, man, we're cooked because Americans are demanding more accountability for that couple at the Coldplay concert that are like cheating, having an affair, than they are for like the president graping teens, right? But what's wild is all the people that are mad that I use the word graping, because I'm on TikTok and YouTube all the time. So I say grape a lot, but they're like, why aren't you saying rape? We're on X, right? We're on Twitter. You need to be saying grape. Why aren't you saying grape on Twitter? Dude, they're so pissed. The incels are mad that I didn't call it raping. Isn't that funny? Like, they're literally up in my comments, dude. I think it's so funny. So I'm like, of course, going to add graping more to the lexicon. But it's pretty wild that is the core of what people are fighting about, is like specific words and language now. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird. They're the people who supposedly believe in all this freedom, but they're like, they got to tell me about gender. They got to tell me about what color my hair can be, or whether it can be long or short, or they got to tell me, like, if I can go shop for home furnishings with my girlfriend or not, or if I'm too nice to my woman or whatever. Now, like, dude, graping? Oh shit, I can't say grape. I can't, like, you know what I mean? I can't use they, them unless I'm talking about the deep state, and then I can be like they, right? How do you know MAGA, dude? Because the whole time they talk to you, they're just like they. Dude, they are like, literally, guys, MAGA, they are the dumbest motherfuckers alive. Okay? Can I just tell you? They are the dumbest motherfuckers alive, dude. They are so bad, bro. All right, here we go. So now the Trump Epstein is definitely heating up. All right, let's see Jamie Raskin on this.
You remember they had actually conscripted 1,000 FBI agents to be working around the clock, 24 hours, going through more than 100,000 of these Epstein documents in the files, and apparently told them to flag any mentions or appearances or pictures of Donald Trump, anything that appears there of.
And again, as soon as the FBI finished that job in March of culling through those documents and flagging everything with Trump, that's when the about face happened, guys. So we don't know what they found in there, but it definitely changed their tune.
Donald Trump, they're supposed to flag it. Well, what were they supposed to do after they flag it? And we also heard separately, this was a couple weeks ago, that the FBI Director 𝗙ście𝗶𝗹𝗀 was using lie detector tests against the FBI agents. And
no way, dude. He's lie detectoring FBI agents, bro. Like, at that point, think about the leadership involved there, guys. See, this is the thing that we've got to remember, right? Because, you know, I know we talk a lot about here about how we have so much to fight. There's ICE, the threats, the fascism, right? All this shit. But I feel like this really is part of the reason why I believe we're going to win, right? Because when you have a leader like that, like 𝗙ście Patel, who goes in and heads the FBI and starts administering lie detector tests, it sort of kills the morale of the people in the building, even the people on his own side. Because at that point, you know that these guys don't trust anyone, that they're paranoid, that they believe everyone's out to get them. And so that type of shitty leadership up at the top affects the work that everyone below them does. This is part of the reason why Trump admins, and no matter who he puts there, they are always like failing because they keep having this type of shitty leadership. Nobody does good work under that type of oppressive, paranoid leadership. You can't, right? All right.
Good night.
Good night, babe. Love you. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of the 𝗙aping America that I seen there, I've got something for you. For the 𝗙aping America, it's quite possibly the greatest sign I've ever seen. Hold on, let me find it. I downloaded it today, dude. You ready? It's right here, dude. Look at this. It's the Trump sign. Right? Fucking America because he can't fuck his daughter. Oh, look at that, bro. Tell me that ain't the best Trump sign out there. Dude, the 𝗙apist of wrath. Oh, shit. Dude, fucking America because he can't fuck his daughter. I mean, that's pretty much it. That is Trump in a nutshell, isn't it? I mean, it's brutal, but it speaks volumes. It's voluminous. Voluminous. Love it.
I wonder whether, these two things are related to each other. In other words, somebody finds something relating to Donald Trump, they turn it over. Are they then asked, are you loyal to Donald Trump? Will you do what we ask you to do? Are you going to turn this over to anybody else? And, this might be one of the most massive cover-ups in the history of the United States unfolding before our very eyes.
Yeah, it's definitely something's up, dude. Right? All right, more files coming out next week. One of the biggest scandals in American history, but they're not going to go to a grand jury. Okay, we watched this, right? We saw that. So, oh shit, look at this. This is Melania Trump with Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew and Gwendolyn Beck. Okay, Beck was accused of being part of multiple orgies with Epstein and other people. I mean, dude, this shit runs deep, bro. Deep, 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 deep. Right? And there was the video of the girl in the bikini catching a snake. He loves that snake, right?
Hey, just to be clear about something in case it's not obvious. So Donald Trump requested that the grand jury testimony be released, but that has to go to a judge. And the judge very well may say, no, we're not going to release it. So then Donald Trump can say, look, I tried, but the deep state judge said I couldn't. There is a ton of other stuff that they could release today that's not grand jury testimony that DOJ and Donald Trump could release right now. It's weird because we keep talking,
weird.
Everybody was like, we want transparency.
Yeah, and save our children, right? Protect the kids. Leave our kids alone, right? Oh my God, you want to protect the kids. Why aren't they protecting the kids?
Some of the Maga folks were saying that everybody they didn't like was on the Epstein list. And now all of a sudden, maybe a guy they like is on the Epstein list and they don't want any transparency. It's almost like it wasn't actually about pedophilia in the first place.
Yeah, no, I mean, we know their game, right? Their game is their fucking phony as shit, bro. Right? They don't care about fucking kids. They don't care about fucking any of this shit, man. So, dude, I will show you this, though. You ready? Check this out. Let's see if anything has changed here because right here, look at this. Yeah, check this out. Look at this shit. So I uploaded this clip. All right, you ready? Watch this clip on TikTok.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean,
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
You see that? Look at the look on his face. Everybody laughs at it, but look at his face. He is like...
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean...
You are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
Dude. Yikes. So this is TikTok, though. Look at what TikTok is doing. So I posted this 2 days ago, 2.5 days ago, guys. And immediately, the minute I uploaded it, it got flagged for a community guidelines violation. I appealed, submitted my appeal. Normally on TikTok, I've had this happen many times. Normally that community guidelines violation gets fixed in 5 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe an hour. Okay. On very, very rare cases, up to 24 hours. I've never had one go more than 8 hours. Okay. This one went 2.5 days. 60 hours, okay, before it got uncommunity violated. And then, look at it, 33 views. After I won my appeal and they allowed the content to be there, they're not showing it to anyone. It has gotten 33 views all day, bro. TikTok is suppressing, if I don't know if it'll do it for you, but if I post content on there about Trump and Epstein or holding Trump to account for his predatory behavior, it gets community guideline buried and then they don't show it to anyone. Isn't that nuts? That's crazy. And yes, they did sell back when Trump was in office in 2020 when he went the I'm going to ban TikTok thing. They forced a sale of part of it to Larry Ellison of Oracle and the Walton family. And TikTok had changed. Within a year after that, if you talked about Christianity, you would get shut down. Okay, I kept my lives every time I would be critical of Christianity. They would shut my live streams down and shit. And a lot of stuff started getting flagged. Now, if they sell this to one of JD Vance's friends, this is going to be useless, man. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be useless, right? TikTok. It's going to be just like Twitter. I think they're going to try and make it into another red pill sort of Twitter thing. But this is crazy. I'm going to leave it and see what happens with it, right? Yeah. Are Trump comments in this chat being auto-held? Yeah, where do you see comments that are auto-held? I don't even see that shit, right? Where do you see auto-held stuff? Yeah. On M. Is his real name Drumpf? That was their family name. Yeah, back in the day. Right? Dude, and we've not blown off this frequent flyer. Dude, if Bill Clinton did shit, we want him in jail too. Right? We want him in jail as well. Dude, that shit is crazy though. That he's sharing these really shitty AI videos. Oh, it's in the settings to see all the chat. All right. Yeah, I guess I don't use it though because my chat's on screen. So I leave that shit out. I have all messages. I have live chat. I have all of them. Craziness, dude. Dude, look at that. Shut the fuck up. I love it. Oh my God, they won't shut the fuck up about it, Trump privately vented, referring to conservative influencers and media types lashing out over Epstein memo. Dude, that's crazy. Hold on, let's see if we can fucking see this. Let me see if I can get into this article. I used to have a Rolling Stone subscription, but then they tried to like, they like, I had a subscription to Rolling Stone, but then they tried to up it to $299 a year. And I was like, bro, I'm out. Yeah, there's no way I was paying $299 a year. Yeah, dude, it was nuts, bro. Like, there was no way I was paying $299 a year. So I had to bounce, dude. It was like the auto renew. It was just set to auto renew, and oh, let's go, Anna. Appreciate that. Yeah, dude, none of the fucking paywall bypasses are working. Bummer. All right. All right. Dude, they took down 12-foot ladder, FYI. Do you guys see that? That they actually removed it? 12-foot ladder is gone. Oh, I know what I can try to do. Hold on. Let me try this. Oh, I got it. All right. Got it in a different browser here. Okay. Dude, Trump is shitting himself. 12-foot ladder was a way to watch paywalled content or look at paywalled news content. Right? There's a site that would beat paywalls. All right, so inside, shut the fuck up. Inside Trump's frantic, failing mission to crush the Epstein MAGA rebellion. All right, they're telling supporters to forget about the convicted sex offender. It isn't working. Dude, I don't think we should let this go at all, guys. I feel like this Epstein thing needs to be like the defining issue. Don't you think? Right? It needs to be the defining issue, man. I think this is really important, bro. And so obviously, if my take on it is this was not my primary focus. I would like to focus on things like homelessness and healthcare and education and the wealth gap. But the thing about like the Epstein thing is I always thought it was important, you know, but it wasn't like it was my prime directive. However, the fact that they made it their prime directive and then they looked into those files with all those FBI agents and then they flip-flopped, now it is a kind of a prime directive because something happened, okay? Something happened, something significant enough for them to just sort of ghost the entire scenario. that means that there's like huge information in there. Huge. So now we have to look in on it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, I would look at this with the Democrat shit too, man. You know, if they were like investigating Trump's financial records and saying we need to investigate Trump, and all of a sudden they just stopped. We're like, nothing to see here. Like, oh, forget about his taxes, forget about his finances. I'd be like, what the fuck did they just find, bro? Like, who's he involved in? You know, who's he involved with, right? Is it what Democrat, what high-ranking Democrat is involved in some shit with him, right? It's like that flip-flop is uncharacteristic, okay? It was a week from hell that nearly broke Donald Trump's administration. By the time it was over, the president had sustained more blowback and political damage for his administration's handling of the Epstein files than he did for bombing Iran. Okay, the week was a big kick in the balls, a senior admin official bluntly notes. It was a lot to deal with, and there were many emotions. The end is nowhere in sight as the president's supporters from MAGA influencers and Republican politicians continue to raise hell over the Justice Department's memo announcing the administration's belief that Epstein killed himself in prison and that it was effectively closing its case on the convicted sex offender and accused sex trafficker. The melodrama has clearly eaten away at the notoriously mercurial president's patience. Okay, they won't shut the fuck up about it. I mean, I can totally picture Trump saying that, right? Oh, shit, bro. Trump privately vented, referring to conservative influencers and media types lashing out over the Epstein memo, according to a source with direct knowledge of the matter. Anyone who knew anything about Trump's base could have predicted the ongoing tumult. Nevertheless, Trump has managed to power walk himself backward into a worst of both worlds scenario in which his seemingly ad hoc crisis management has only made things worse, despite his administration's best efforts to put out the fire. And now we just have this Obama-Russia thing like 24/7, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to get now for the remainder, for the next 2 months is going to be an Obama Fox News festival. He has now repeatedly tried to dismiss the Epstein files as boring, claiming they were made up by Democrats. He even attacked his own supporters for caring about them in a wild rant posted today to Truth Social. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters who have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker, the president wrote as part of a lengthy rant on Truth Social. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. But like, dude, eight long years, dude, he was president for half of those. Like, what is he even talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, dude, Obama wore a tan suit, bro. And they were ready to convict him and put him in prison. He continued to slam the stupid and foolish Republicans who have fallen for the Epstein hoax while speaking with reporters in the Oval Office later this morning as he and other administration officials were meeting with the leader of Bahrain. The highest levels of the Trump admin have shoveled a significant amount of time and resources into trying to contain the damage from the lease of the Justice Department and the FBI's Epstein memo, the contents of which spat in the face of popular right-wing conspiracy theorists who have long claimed Trump's former friend Epstein was murdered to cover up the sex crimes of the Democratic Party and the liberal elite. Liberals. Epstein was found dead in 2019 during Trump's admin. Trump and his key appointees' refusal to further indulge in conspiracy theories about Epstein came after the president himself did so numerous times, right? And after he personally promised to release Epstein's client list earlier this year, the administration invited MAGA influencers to the big phase 1 stunt with all that redacted shit, a stunt that backfired. The administration's striking change in posture regarding Epstein has not only upset his base, has wrought havoc through the Trump admin itself, reigniting and exacerbating tensions and petty feuds between the most senior members of federal law enforcement. See, this is really important too, right? I think this is another good thing about it, guys, is in addition to holding Trump's feet to the flame and in addition to inflaming the rift inside MAGA, we can't underestimate how important it is for them to be feuding with each other. Okay? That's a really big part of this. The more stress, the more accountability, the more that the pressure is on, and we just keep pushing and pushing and keep talking about this, keep putting it in headlines. I'm going to be making content about this for months, okay, until something gives, right? It puts a lot of strain on these people in his administration, and they're all egomaniacs. They are all like scrambling and fighting each other. And then as Trump gets mad, he takes it out on them, and then they start blaming each other, and they start fighting to get in Trump's good graces because everything's like an ass kiss sort of regime. So this kind of shit can just sort of crack the foundation of their whole operation. You know what I mean? And so they've been trying to smooth over Pam Bondi and Dan Bongino. It looks like the rest of this is just covering Bongino leaving. Let's see if we have anything else that's fucking juicy or interesting in here. Trump administration officials are still struggling to figure out how they can better mitigate the broader fallout. According to the admin sources, there's internal debate about the best way forward, including whether the Justice Department should submit to calls, such as from far-right Trump ally Laura Loomer, to appoint a special counsel, which Trump already rejected that, whether the government should unredact certain portions of the public documents, or whether the administration should do something else entirely. It's a mess, and nobody seems to know if the next attempt to make things better with the base will just make things worse. But one thing many Trump advisors can agree on is the president isn't doing himself any favors with his personal communication blitz, to put it to rest. Dude! Oh, shit. Yeah, no, Dan Bongino is way over his head. I mean, the guy is just not an administrative, like, personnel manager. I mean, he's a podcaster who would, like, yell on the mic and shit. And I mean, I know this because I'm a YouTuber, whatever, podcaster, I guess, as well, streamer. But the thing about Dan Bongino, though, is he doesn't have a smooth personality. He's not really a schmoozer, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, Dan Bongino is actually, like, he's kind of offensive, and he's more off-putting to people. So I imagine him in a leadership position in a high-pressure place like the FBI is probably a terrible combination. The guy can't control his mood swings. He gets frustrated and flustered really easily. And I don't think he makes people want to, like, jump on the Dan Bongino team, You know what I'm saying? So I think there's probably huge problems in the FBI right now. Like massive morale issues. You know what I'm saying? And over the weekend, he introduced his since repeated claim that the Epstein files were authored by Obama and crooked Hillary, and of course, James Comey, right? He is making it very hard for some of his biggest supporters to not think that maybe he really is in the Epstein files. Bongina? Dude, oh shit. The far-right glitterati were not impressed with Trump's Epstein jiu-jitsu. Barack Obama wrote the Epstein files. LOL, this is outright embarrassing, Candace Owens wrote. The Epstein scandal is definitely terminal cancer for the MAGA movement. Yeah, I saw somebody said earlier. What'd you say? Somebody said that in chat. Keep driving the wedge. I love it. Keep driving the wedge. Keep driving the wedge. Keep driving the wedge. Let's go. Oh, yeah. That feels good. So the Trump admin is trying. The president over the weekend reportedly called some of the MAGA influencers who had been criticizing Bondi's handling, including Charlie Kirk. So he did, dude. He called Charlie Kirk, right? He called Charlie Kirk. Then Charlie Kirk's like, I'm over the Epstein thing. I'm not talking about it anymore, right? I trust our government to handle it. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in government. All of a sudden, Charlie Kirk is a government truster. All right, Charlie. So did Benny Johnson, who, like Owens, was incredulous. But now Johnson, though, I think they gave him access. You notice his little media day. I think Benny Johnson used this to level up, right? Now Benny Johnson's going to be sort of the de facto propaganda guy, and he has access to the politicians, which makes him look like a legitimate political operative, right? And then now Benny Johnson will be able to talk about his inside sources and shit, and people will fucking believe it, right? But, dude, crazy. All right. But yeah, dude, we have to keep the pressure on, guys. Okay? We have to keep the pressure on. Epstein accuser. What is this, bro? Dude, I may have to try getting another Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone is doing some good reporting on this. I may have to try and get another. I may have to use a different email address and try and get a new Rolling Stone subscription. Right? I'm not paying $2.99 a year, though. Iran, if you're listening. Oh, that's funny. Dude, yeah, we got to keep the pressure on with these guys. Yeah, see, this I don't really, I don't get this. You know what I'm saying? I don't get this. Like, there's none of us here. I am not remotely protective of you know what I'm saying? I'm not remotely protective of Bill Clinton. You know, I'm not, dude. Like, is anybody? I mean, maybe some staunch supporters, but bro, with Clinton, even after the Monica Lewinsky thing, Clinton lost me. You know, and it's not even so much that him having an affair, because I don't judge people for having affairs. I don't. I get it. It happens. If there are people who talk about morality, and if they talk about how you got to be moral and you got to be Christian and they're having an affair, then I'm like, care, because they're hypocrites, right? But otherwise, people have affairs, okay? But the thing with Clinton was, it wasn't like he was having an affair with someone he was in love with. It was him taking advantage of his power on that young girl. Okay, and putting her in a situation where she could not say no. You know what I mean? And I don't like that power dynamic. If you're the president, you know, go have sex with a top reporter or some shit, or some head of a corporation if you want to have an affair. All right, but you don't go to an intern. You don't go to somebody all the way down on the low end of your administrative, you know, assistant part, somebody with no power, where their entire future career they feel like can be affected by your word. And then you put them in a situation where they feel like they have to say yes in order to prevent losing their fucking thing. I mean, if you're going to have an affair and you fall in love with somebody, that's fine, man. That shit happens, you know, but like, you know, but that, like, going after the people that are way low under your power is like not cool. That shit is just super toxic. You know, that shit is super toxic. But I mean, I get it that people may have issues with their marriage and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, and you know what I mean? Position of power. You know, you say Lewinsky was no victim. I mean, the thing about it is whether Lewinsky was a victim or not doesn't matter. What matters is that Bill Clinton was predatory. Okay, so the thing is when you're being predatory, it doesn't matter if somebody else is trying to use you. You know what I mean? Right? Like, there are many situations where a Hollywood mogul would fucking sleep with the casting couch and the woman is doing it trying to advance her career. But that doesn't change the predatory nature of it. Okay? It does not. It does not change the predatory nature. Okay? If she's trying to advance her career through sleeping her way up, right? Whatever. fine. People try to do shit to elevate their careers all the time. They kiss ass, they have sex, they fucking do favors for the boss, they eliminate the boss's enemies, you know, in whatever. There's all kinds of climbing the ladder things, okay? People climb the ladder all the time, but that does not change the fact that the powerful person was being predatory upon somebody who is literally in a situation where they can't say no. All right. If the person happens to be trying to climb the ladder, that does not absolve the predator. Okay. It does not in my eyes, because at the end of the day, like people trying to do shit to climb the ladder, we all do that. All of us do. Okay. Every single person. I'm a ladder climber. I have like climbed ladders socially and in communities and like made my way to the top. We all do that. Okay, you hustle, you shuck and you jive and you do whatever. I mean, I did it in restaurants. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted a manager to like me so I could tell customers to fuck off, I may find out who he doesn't like and may help him sort of like, you know, be protected from his enemies. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is though, that the whole idea though, Fred, you're making excuses, boss. You're saying, oh, she was a willing participant at being taken advantage of. And that's victim blaming. And so, yeah, no, I'm not going there, man. I don't buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was a willing participant in being molested by my half brothers too, Fred. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck off, bro. Seriously. I was a willing participant. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't fucking do it. I even protected my brothers. I jumped on my dad's back and like choked him when he was hitting the brother that was molesting me. So I was a willing participant. You do that when you're being fucking, when you're being fucked up. You said she threw herself at him. Sure. Yeah, sure. She threw herself at him. Dude, well, I tell you what. If a 20-year-old intern throws herself at me, I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? A woman throwing herself at you is not an excuse, boss. That's even more of a sign of doing the right thing. Yeah. But this whole idea, they were a willing victim. Fuck off, right? Fuck off. With love, dude. But yeah, fuck Clinton. Dude, I don't like that shit. Dude. Yeah, there's no such thing though, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Okay, the thing about this here is if you look at this, these are young girls trying to be models. Okay, now some of these young girls may have been programmed by society to believe that throwing themselves at Donald Trump and getting him to like them sexually is going to advance their modeling career. But like that too is part of our social programming. Okay, these guys know the programming. It's like the social programming has been established for them to be able to say, oh, she threw herself at me. You go and watch adult content, you watch pornography, that's what happens. The girl comes in and sits on her stepdad's bed and says, hey, oh, don't tell mom. Dude, it's all bullshit. It's fucking social programming, dude. It's rape culture. It is. It's rape culture, patriarchal bullshit that creates that whole mythos, right? That mythology about it. It's all bullshit, dude. At the end of the day, this guy has the power. Plain and simple, okay? It is his power that even attracts that type of behavior. Dude, yeah, he's an ugly dude, bro. Dude, he's an ugly fucking dude. Look at him. He's got his pants up to his fucking chest. All right. All right. Dude, I get heated about this shit. Man, I've just seen too many fucking women get sort of like taken advantage of. Like working in restaurants, dude, is really the fucking death of me in restaurants. You know what I'm saying? You see that shit. It was like one of the staples of fucking restaurants. Managers taking advantage of waitresses and shit, and you know, dude, it's fucked up, bro. It is, dude. Shit is fucked up. All right, what else we got to cover here? Let me see what else we got. But All right, dude. Oh, we got some Cenk videos, I think. Dude. Yeah, I saw Cenk Uyghur is up to no good. Dude. Cenk Uyghur? Yeah. Well, I heard he had some pretty shitty commentary about this. Dude, I would love to watch the 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗧𝗠 thing, but I think I'll get copy struck, right? I've gotten copy struck by every video I've ever made that watched Jubilee. I got copy struck. So I know they would do it here too, man. I just know they would, man. You want to be clear, you're not defending Clinton, you just see the Lewinsky thing differently. Yeah, no, I get it, Fred. I mean, and I see how you see the Lewinsky thing, right? You see the Lewinsky thing is you see women throw themselves at powerful men in order to like get ahead in their career. You believe that that happens, right? But like again, at the end of the day though, there's only one of those people that has power in that situation. And that's the guy. The women don't have any power. So it doesn't matter what the woman does. You know what I'm saying? A woman with no power or a man with no power throwing himself at someone, you know what I'm saying, is like, you know what I mean? But again, you don't even know that. Like that's, you're making a lot of assumptions there too, right? I mean, I've known a lot of guys who have taken advantage of the production assistant or the person down at the bottom. And not many of them, like, women don't generally throw themselves at men, just in general. That very, very rarely does it fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? Dude, isn't it fair use? Not always, Furl. You know what I'm saying? There is it's when you're, the thing about fair use is you get copy struck first, okay? You get copy struck first, and then you can argue fair use later. But not everything is fair use. You know what I'm saying? Not everything is fair use. Dude, Fred, see, now you're just getting annoying, bro. Right? You're just getting annoying. Oh, she admitted to being struck by him. Oh, yeah, really? The intern was charmed by the president? A young woman who gets to work for a president and he flirts with her and she is just taken aback and falls madly for him and is smitten by. That's real shocking, bro. Yeah, I bet that never happens, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the assistant to George Clooney. If George Clooney flirted with her a little bit, she might fall madly for him and be like, oh my God, George Clooney's into me. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, that's not selling your case. That's making it even more Clinton's fault. Of course she did. Of course. If you have a young lady working for the president of the United States, of course she's going to be smitten. She might want to fucking marry him. Like, duh. That's the point. The point is yes, she may be fucking googly-eyed and over the hills. And if you flirt with her, I mean, you should just go watch the morning show. They did a really good job of it with the guy from The Office, right? With Steve Carell playing the role with his assistant. It's great. It's like you see it. They did such a good job in that show. How of course, every young girl who works for the big star falls in love with them. Right? You know what I'm saying? The same way that, like, if you have a guy assistant who's working for Nicole Kidman, he may be just like, oh my God, like harboring madly in love with her. And then if she starts flirting with him, then oh my God, Nicole Kidman likes me. Like, what the fuck? Mind blowing, right? I'll do anything for her. I mean, that's totally understandable, right? Of course. Dad, it's like at the end of the day, though, one of them has power. Only one. And that's the problem. The problem is the person with power needs to wield the power in a responsible way. End of story. Everybody's intentions and what they want or why they're there or what they're trying to get, none of that matters. The only thing that matters is the one person of the two that has the power and whether they abuse it or not, period. That's it. End of story. Everything else is fucking covering for the person with power, right? You know what I mean? That's just it. I get it, though. I know we're programmed to think, oh, if she throws herself at him, then, well, it's understandable that he fucked up, right? She threw herself at him. She was trying to get to the top. You know what I mean? But, dude, it's all bullshit. One person has power, right? You know what I mean? Now, it gets complicated because after they hook up, then maybe the woman has a little bit of power because now she could rat him out. And then it gets super toxic. But even then, that situation is created by the one who had the power, right? It's that power imbalance is the toxic part. You know, it's really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, it was so crazy, you know, is like with me being molested, I literally protected the people who molested me. That's what you do. And then I felt a bunch of shame about having done that. Okay. Like I said, my dad was a violent guy. I literally jumped on my dad's back and choked my dad when he was hitting the half brother who was molesting me. It's like, it's fucked up, man, when you're a victim of that shit, right? It is fucked up. That power imbalance, it's not cool. It's not cool. And then you live with shame for it, right? But yeah, Fred, you're wrong. No offense, but you're wrong. Yeah, you're dead wrong. But thank you. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you. All right, let's go. We're moving on to the Cenk thing. Dude, let's go. Let's see what we got. Dude, well, it's fucked up. It's like you protect the people who abuse you because by trying to control their emotional condition, you make it less likely there's a climate of you being abused, right? What you tend to figure out is you suffer the most when they're emotionally not cared for. So then you start catering to their emotions to keep them in a position where they're emotionally taken care of, and then they abuse you less. And you get very protective of it. Like the two brothers, the two half brothers, they were my favorite half brothers. I defended them. I took care of them. And like, you know what I'm saying? It's all part of the shit, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was a defense mechanism, you know what I mean? And what's crazy about it too is I mean, I don't remember the actual abuse, but you ready for this? This is really complicated. And then I'm moving on. But sometimes what will happen with the abused person is they may even start instigating the abuse, okay? Because if they know the person's going to sexually molest them and the abused child instigates it, it goes better, okay? I don't remember if that ever happened, but that happens a lot. Young girls that are like abused by a stepdad or young boys that are abused, eventually the abused person will instigate the shit, right? The kid will, because it's like less violent. The person is softer with them, right? It's like so fucked up. And then they feel this like tremendous sense of guilt that they carry around, right? I mean, that's why the whole like, you know, she was pursuing it is like, nah, man, you are so fucked up. You're missing how this shit works. It's fucked up. And I've been there. I've fucking lived this shit. It's so toxic. It's bad. It's bad news. But anyway, enough about that, right? Enough about that shit. You know what I'm saying? What are you fucking talking about over here, dude? Are you being a troll there, Scott Johnson? Are you asking to be banned? Right? It is sad, dude. It's fucking fucked up. All right. Next, though, Dude, we got 12 minutes. Let's watch a little bit of fucking... All right. Let's watch a little bit of you trust no one around your kids if you can help it. It's hard with kids, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what Cenky's doing here. All right. We got some 𝗙𝗍𝗃 in the house, baby. Oh, Scott was sharing? Yeah, no, but Scott was sharing what? That his sister was abused by somebody? Is that what you were sharing? I thought you were saying that you did it. You know what I mean? Which is like why I was gonna I thought, well, that's weird fucking trolly behavior. I just get a lot of trolls. Yeah, dude, so many women though get abused. Like it's rampant. It's fucking rampant, man. How this shit happens. It's like one of our biggest fucking most pressing problems that we never really talk about. All right, let's get in here. We're going to go in at like 5 minutes. We're going to see these guys. I'm sorry for your sister, man. Feel bad. Shit's rough. It is fucking
agree. All of these
fucking
people
rampant.
saying, I don't believe it's true. A person stating that they don't believe something is true is meaningless if you can be sure that they wouldn't care if it was true if it became indisputable. Like if they found the letter and it was proven Donald Trump once held it up in a photo, none of these people would care about it. So what do I care if they don't believe it or not? It's utterly pointless. They're just posturing.
I mean, he does bring a really good point there, right? You know what I'm saying about this? Like, that is a really, really good point, you know, about how, like, they'll make a big deal about, oh, this isn't true, this isn't true, this isn't true. But even if it was true, you know that they would not give a shit, right? Even if they discovered it completely, the MAGA would be like, whatever, or they'd still, like, say it was a lie. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy.
Like they don't believe this is true. Did they care about him talking to Billy Bush about how you can grab women's genitals? Did they care about the jury that found him liable for sexual abuse and the dozens of other women who have accused him of assault and harassment? The Stormy Daniels, had they cared about literally any of that? Well, then if they haven't, then they're obviously biased when it comes to this stuff. Again, it's not the most important story, but they have no credibility when it comes to evaluations of Donald Trump's character or actions.
Yeah, but John, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit because, well, that you're not wrong about any of those facts, but these guys were just criticizing Trump for not releasing the Epstein files, right?
I mean, not some of these last people, not
right, but not JD Vance, right? But Bannon and 𝗙ص𝗶𝗶 were for sure.
Well, and
right.
I said this is why they're so excited about this. It gets the pressure off them, and now they can just turn back to attacking the libs.
And which was my point.
Yeah.
And by the way, I have to be honest, I hadn't seen that MAGA reaction, right? And so it pretty much confirms exactly what I was saying. Easy pivot, right? Fake news, that's it, we're back on Team Trump. Daddy, don't be too mad at us, etc. And it allows them to pivot away. I'd be curious to see if Trump drops the suit at some point, like a couple of weeks later or a couple of months later. Because if he does and he doesn't keep going forward with it, look, let's put it this way. Whether you're this administration overall, or mainly the US government. If you're the US government and you're covering up for these sex crimes, which the US government is definitively covering up for these crimes, they say that they're not going to prosecute a single person. But we know there were a lot of people who raped those girls. And so you can have all sorts of semantic debates about, oh, was it this or was it that or how many or but is it a file? Is it not a file? Is it fake? Is it this? It doesn't, guys, we know that the girls were raped and they're saying we're never going to tell you who raped them and we're never going to bring them to justice.
See, I always wonder where he's going with this, right? It doesn't sound like a Biden reference is coming. It sounds like an Israel reference is coming, right? Because Cenk is all spun out, right, about Israel, Mossad, right? He wants this to be a big Israel conspiracy, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious that he, more than anything, if this could be a huge Israel conspiracy, like Cenk Uyghur would be, right? Cenk Uyghur would be on top of the world, okay? That's what he wants, like, more than anything. But it's a really weird, like, I'm so curious where he's going with this, because he's kind of like saying, well, you know, if we report all these scandals, right? If the New York Times writes an article about the, you know, the birthday card, or if we report all this little shit, it's going to turn MAGA back onto Team Trump. Like, it's so weird how he spends so much of his time obsessed with, like, we got to moderate our behavior so we don't, like, drive MAGA back into the arms of each other. Like, what is that all about? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is Cenk Uyghur's obsession with everything gets looked at through the lens of how we're affecting MAGA? It's never like, what should our personal integrity be? Should we do the right thing? How should we proceed? It's like, no, let's think about how our behavior is going to affect MAGA, and then we proceed accordingly. Yeah, and it's like, dude, why the fuck would we do that? Like, fuck MAGA, bro. Like, seriously, I don't think we should be thinking about them at all. I don't think we should be concerned. I mean, if our behavior makes them more resolute in their ass kissing of Trump, fuck them, right? We're not going to win them. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to win them. Yeah, they're perpetually the victims. They're never going to come to our side under any circumstances, ever.
That's the bottom line. And if you're the US government that has made that decision repeatedly through several administrations, this is gold for you. I mean, how did you get this lucky? Now, they're not talking about the US government. They're not talking about the cover up. They're having a debate about a document we've never seen, right? So it allows all of MAGA to come back onto Trump's team and go, that's it, everything is fake, just like he said.
See, that's exactly what he's doing. Look at that. He's like saying, don't like investigate this. Don't investigate it, right? Oh, dude, what a fucking weirdo. Like, he is always playing to the MAGA base. It is so disappointing. Like, what does he presume we're supposed to do? Oh, yeah. No, you want to talk about Mossad all day. You want to be like the fucking center left, like Dan Bongino. That's what he wants. He wants to just live in his conspiracy theory about Israel.
It's so helpful to them. Half those guys were tearing into the Trump administration just a couple of days ago. So if this was not coordinated in any way, shape, or form, which is entirely possible, then the US government just got incredibly lucky with this Wall Street Journal piece that I think has actually hurt the cause of finding out what actually happened.
See, I don't think it has. Dude, you got the Wall Street Journal, now you got Ron Wyden coming out, and I mean, the thing is the people went back to Team Trump, like Charlie Kirk and shit, not because of the Wall Street Journal piece. It was because Trump called them and said, you need to get back on the fucking train.
So look, these are all interesting. And by the way, Miles, you made a good point about Dominion. When a lie is big enough and specifically harms a company like Dominion, they're claiming is, stolen election, etc. Yeah, at some point you have to defend yourself. If something is defamatory enough, at some point you have to defend yourself. I'm just saying that Trump has now made it so that a hair trigger, any criticism, any story about him, etc. Sue.
Look at the 𝗙ron even, guys. Look at it, dude. Yeah, he does, Worthy. He is consistently, but look at the 𝗙ron, okay? The 𝗙ron says right-wing influencer slam Wall Street Journal hit piece on Donald Trump. Right united. This whole 𝗙ron is like the right wing is winning. He hit piece. He uses the terminology hit piece, which is of course what the right wing says. The right wingers slam the Wall Street Journal. The right is united. The whole 𝗙ron is like the right wing lens. A left wing 𝗙ron should be that like MAGA is fracturing as Wall Street Journal offers another piece of the puzzle. Now Trump threatens a suit, you know what I mean? And like now Trump has this bogus lawsuit that the Wall Street Journal can most certainly fucking win this thing, right? But their whole thing is, the whole 𝗙𝗏 is like framed from the right wing side. It's like so weird. Like I guess I'm starting to get used to this, but now that I see this programming with TYT, I can't unsee it. That every step of the way, he is like consistently there to deliver a right-wing victory in some way. Like, oh, the Dems are doing it wrong. The right wing are winning. Oh, no, you want to fight them? No, fighting them is wrong because that's giving them a win, too. What we really need to do is we really need to start this Israel conspiracy theory, and then we have to try to win MAGA back because we really need them. You know, join my wolf pack or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like so toxic. Like left-wing viewers, if a left-wing viewer, right? Say there's a young person, 18-year-old kid who's just getting into progressives. He hears TYT is a progressive network, and he comes and watches this all day. He's going to walk away from watching this for an hour thinking that the Wall Street Journal was a hit piece, right? He's being programmed that it's a fucking he or she, that it's a hit piece. But it's not a hit piece, okay? You know what I mean? Rebellion Pack. Sorry, Rebellion. Wasn't Wolfpack his, though, too, at some point? Or did he leave the Wolfpack? Wasn't he part of Wolfpack? Right? But you see what I'm saying? Like, they're like subtly programming that it was a hit piece. Okay? You know what I mean? And this is bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. This propagandizing here, like with this. Like this is a Fox News 𝗙𝗏, okay? This is a Fox News 𝗙𝗏 right here.
And now that Gavin did it, and Gavin didn't do it on a thing that was as big as Dominion. It was kind of a tiny story, right? So it was like a run-of-the-mill Fox News line that there's like 18 of those a day, right? Mm-hmm. So now it's like a factory of politicians suing, and it's just a terrible precedent. But overall, Maz, it looks like this has allowed his, in a kind of ironic way, Trump's guys to rally back around him.
Yeah, and that goes back to kind of what you started by saying, and me saying that you made a good point. It's possible Rupert Murdoch is helping him in this case, and they just kind of, behind the scenes. I'll get people distracted. It's kind of it's like finding an arsonist, and he's got a blowtorch in his hand, and he's got a flamethrower, and he's got a.
See, it's interesting though, right? They're surmising that Rupert Murdoch posted the story to make something fake that is fucking helping Donald Trump.
A Molotov cocktail, and then someone comes by and goes, "Hey, look, I found a match," and then they go, "Oh, he planted that match," and now we're all going after that rather than going like, "Wait a minute, this guy's got all this stuff he's been holding and setting fires with," and that's to John's point about we know the guy's a creep, we know he was close with Epstein.
Yeah, but the thing is like I think I disagree though. Like even if Rupert Murdoch, right? Even let's say they're right, okay, and let's say that Rupert Murdoch did do the story, ran with the story, let that story go out there because he thought it would create a fracas that would be unbelievable to the MAGAs, and the MAGAs would be like, oh, this is fake news, so now we love Trump again. But the thing about this, though, is it still is a fucking net loss for Trump because now reporters want to dig more. People know that letter was real. They know that it was accurate. Right? They know the book existed. Reporters can find up these people. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you, boss. I get it. We're having healthy disagreement and shit about that stuff, but peace out, brother. Hang tough, but fucking hold the people in power accountable, my friend. Right? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see how it helps Trump because it's not like this letter and this Wall Street Journal piece is going to be the end all be all. Yes, it's going to continue. Like every story that comes out that creates a fracas is going to beget more stories. You know, it's going to beget more stories. I think every lurid piece of information that comes out is going to fucking inspire more people to dig. It's going to inspire more investigation. It's going to have more people give pause, because certainly people, you know, there are a lot of people who are like hearing about this for the first time because of that Wall Street Journal piece. And the Wall Street Journal is they're not a liberal rag, you know? You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about it. Our focus should stay on that. And by the way, this client list, they can just ask 𝗙𝗍𝗪_Maxiline. What's her name? 𝗙𝗍𝗪_Maxiline?
He doesn't even know her name. Ghislaine Maxwell. And first off, no, Ghislaine Maxwell is not a reliable witness. We need to stop talking about Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, people keep talking about Ghislaine. Oh, have her testify, have her give the list. Dude, she's in prison for 20 fucking years. She's trying to get off. She's trying to get off on appeal. She is not a reliable witness anymore, guys. She's done. She may have been a reliable witness before she went to prison, but like, come on, man. You think she's going to be truthful? She is going to say whatever is going to help her get out of fucking prison. And that's that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Right? You know, it's like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell. They can just ask Ghislaine Maxwell to write the list. She knows the list, so just sit her down and have her write the list.
Oh, yeah, the woman in prison for 20 years is going to be, like, totally honest. Swear, buddy. I promise I'm telling the whole truth. Just let me out of prison. Right? Dude, that's like the fucking, right? That's the guy in the jail cell who's like, I'll tell you everything that happened if you let me out. Right? I got you. Dude, yeah. I mean, and what's more likely, though, is since Trump has a much more powerful position, she's probably going to fucking, you know, wax his behind, right? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know if I'd believe her even before the trial. Because think about it, guys. She was lining up young girls for these guys. I mean, do you think she's ever going to tell the truth? Right? You think she's truthful at all? Like, no way, bro. You know what I'm saying? No way, dude. She recruited 16-year-old girls. Like, come on, man.
But then again, he'd probably sue her too, so you never know.
Exactly.
Yeah, they make it sound like, oh, it's impossible. You're totally right. She's right there. She's in prison. She can give us the list. They'll go, oh, no. We couldn't possibly do that. Why can't you do that? Oh, you're right. You know what? Give us a list. Otherwise, we're going to prosecute you to put you in jail for another 20 years. You deserve a 200-year sentence. Okay, so, oh, golly gee, we could not figure out how to do that. Mm-hmm. Oh, is that, I mean, come on. Guys, you know how many documents there are in the Epstein file?
Yeah, there's like 100,000.
Actually, that fact has been released. It is the equivalent of 100,000 books, 300-page books, 100,000 of them. And so
no names in them.
No, but like golly gee, the government just can't seem to find anything in those documents, right?
It's a lot.
Okay, so that's why we have to talk about a letter that no one saw and have the whole conversation be distracted into that.
Dude, the whole conversation is not distracted into that, though. It's the letter is just another piece of a larger conversation, right? Like, you know what's crazy? I mean, think about this, guys. Let's just look at this news report. And this is the problem I have with Cenk Uygur and why I believe he is like subterfuge and he is about fucking like knocking out the fucking left wing, okay? Because think about this, guys. Cenk Uygur just made a video. They spent 11 minutes of their thing talking about, oh, we shouldn't be talking about this fucking letter. This letter's a distraction. It's helping MAGA, this, that, and the other. But like, Cenk Uygur could have been fucking, right? Cenk could have had this whole segment be about, what do you want to talk about, Cenk? What did you want to focus on? You just focused on how the letter coming out is bad, and now MAGA's good, and now, oh, it's a hit piece, and it's a big conspiracy. Rupert Murdoch's actually helping Trump. We got this huge conspiracy behind the scenes. But like, why didn't you just spend the 11 minutes talking about the shit that you think is really important to focus on? You know what I mean? Like I've made a handful of videos over the last couple days, and they haven't all been about the letter. There was one that talked a little bit about the letter, but the focus has been on the grander scheme of Trump being connected to Epstein and Trump being a degenerate and likelihood of him being in those files. And we know he's on that list, and we know his behavior is suspect. Let's look at his behavior with his modeling agency. Let's look at the birthday card for Epstein. Let's look at those financial transactions. Let's look at all of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole spectrum. But Cenk is just always showing up. Let me show you how the left-wingers are doing it wrong. Let me show you how everybody who's not MAGA is doing the wrong thing to MAGA. You're pissing MAGA off. You're helping MAGA out. Dude, it's so weird. Like, that is so fucking, like, his whole take is just so skewed. It's like such an unusual, like, the only reason I could see somebody having this take in the progressive world is if they are trying to undermine all of the progressive world, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, what other reason is he doing this for? It is really on the nose, you know? But it's so bizarre, right? It's so fucking bizarre. Now, here's what I want to know is the Wall Street Journal did respond, okay? Oh, fuck, dude. Hold on. I can't use Yahoo, dude. The ad blocker, like Yahoo, is just so fucked up. Time is it? Shit. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to fucking, maybe we'll find this on Twitter. I know they responded to the lawsuit. JH, let's go, baby. Appreciate you. Glad you're here. Dude, is Skydance partially owned by David Ellison too? There's no fucking way, bro. So it's like the Ellison family as well. Dude, it's like pretty soon every media is going to be controlled by like the same fucking 5 people, boss. We're going to be in such deep shit. Like, my God, bro. The Colbert Report is going to end up somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It will. It may end up on YouTube or something, but it's going to end up somewhere. Okay. So there was a statement from Dow Jones, the parent company of the Wall Street Journal, that says we have full confidence in the rigor and accuracy of our reporting and will vigorously defend against any lawsuit. So, dude, they better not fold, okay? They better not fold. Midas is trying to get him. Yeah, I know Midas is trying to get him. The problem, it'll be curious to see how that works because the situation with Colbert is he's way bigger than Midas. Right? You know what I mean? Like, and financially, like, it would almost make sense for Colbert to have an independent thing than to be a piece of Midas. But you never know how that works, right? Because he is definitely like a really big fish. It's like a weird size thing. So I saw like Katie Fang went to Midas, but Katie Fang, once you take her off the network, she's not exactly where Stephen Colbert is. He is like, you know, he was like the biggest night. His audience late night was like double everybody else. But he had such a huge paycheck too that obviously no one's going to give him $40 million. You know what I'm saying? But he could probably what I'd like to see. You ready? Here's what I'd like to see. Okay. And no diss to 𝗏𝗡, because I like 𝗏𝗡, but I would like to see Stephen Colbert fucking do, right, 15 million a year. All right. Yeah, that's a lot. But I would like to see Stephen Colbert start his own 𝗏𝗡, right? You know what I mean? Like, why do we have just 𝗏𝗡 Touch? I don't want them to be the only left-wing voice with all the names. Fuck that, right? They're kind of a centrist, protect the Democratic Party. Have Stephen Colbert start his own thing to compete with 𝗏𝗡, right? That to me would make a lot more sense. Like, he's big enough to create his own, where then 𝗏𝗡 would have some competition, because I don't think 𝗏𝗡 should be the only outlet on the left that has all the voices. That'd be horrible, man. They should have a bunch of competition pushing them to fucking like challenge their reporting and shit too. You know what I mean? I mean, they do a lot of ad reads, and there are two centrists for me. I want to see somebody that's a little further left. I want somebody big like Stephen Colbert or Jon Stewart to do something major like 𝗏𝗡 that's further left, closer to Medicare for all and shit. That's what I think we need. And maybe if we become big, we instigate something like that. But we need something like on the left of 𝗏𝗡. I don't want them like grabbing everybody up into their little centrist, like, you know, enclave. I mean, not that I don't like them. I think they're great that they do what they do. But you know what I'm saying? Thank you, 𝗙𝗟𝗏. But I would like to see like other people. Yeah, I know 𝗙𝗪𝗍 is trying for sure. I want to see other people fucking like more competition, I think, right? Dude, yeah, dude, can you imagine? I think what Daniel Souza said right there is the one, dude. Right there, dude. Stephen Colbert could be the next Joe Rogan. Right? Oh, there you go. Have the Colbert podcast. The Colbert, right? That would be a really interesting. I mean, he interviews. That's what he did on late night. Let him have a long form mega podcast. There you go. Fuck Jamie Harrison, right? The Stephen Colbert podcast. Oh, dude. The CBE, the Colbert Experience, right? SCE. Oh, shit. That would be amazing, dude. Like, that would be fucking brilliant. Dude, I would love to get in on something with Stephen Colbert. And maybe he'll pick me up, dude. I can be his fucking, the fucking brutal guy behind Stephen Colbert. So this is it. Trump filed a $10 billion lawsuit. You know, I mean, I guess, dude, thinking about the Cenk Uyghur thing, that I guess I find a little disappointing. Before I go here, I'm gonna finish off on thinking about like the Cenk Uyghur, what we just witnessed. What's disappointing to me, and not just the scenario that he, you know, the way he sprung up with that right-wing slanted Chiron and the whole, we drove Maga back to Trump. We did it wrong. But then they're like unearthing this conspiracy theory that Rupert Murdoch planted this story to actually help Trump, which is like the 4D chess, the 5D chess like idea, which is like, dude, I want to see us stop. Like, everything's a conspiracy theory now. You know what I'm saying? Have you noticed that? That we have a tendency now to want to conspiracy theory everything, right? Everything is like, we can't just look at they found this fucking piece of news and put the news out. No, now it's got to be Rupert Murdoch is pulling the strings of the reporters to put out this news so Trump can react to it to help cover up the Epstein thing. Like, that's one of the things that is really fucking bothersome to me, that we can't go, you know what I'm saying? We can't go 1 fucking second, right? We can't go 1 fucking second without, you know what I'm saying? We can't go 1 second without some type of conspiracy theory, you know? You know what I'm saying? Why am I saying this? Who got to me? That's funny, dude. I see what you did there. You know, I mean, dude, it's just the over-reliance upon conspiracy theories is fucking funny. That was good, dude. Who got to you? Shh. Dude, it was Midas, bro. Midas is centristing me, dude. They're silencing me. Soros got me, dude. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like we're out of control. We're out of control with the fucking, can I recall a time our ecosystem wasn't dominated by conspiracies? Yeah, so, well, Hugo, we used to sort of like, I guess, not buy into them so easily. I think now it's just we have access to this information that a new conspiracy theory can go viral like every day, right? You know what I mean? Like they go so fast, bro. You know, it's like, you know, the Twitter news cycle is like 8 hours, 6 hours, right? Right? It's like, yeah, it used to feel fringe, absolutely. And now it's like not fringe. Now it's just like, oh, like, you know, something's going on. It's got to be something. I think it's almost like we have easy access to so much information now that it's just like data is overwhelming, right? And so maybe it's that conspiracy theories override the data. Like, why process a whole bunch of data when we can just believe some crazy shit is going on there, right? Cenk's theory isn't pro-Trump, or, well, so I think Cenk's theory, though, Solem, is that's the problem I have, Solem, is that Cenk is spending time with theories instead of Cenk just like reporting the Epstein stuff. Like, they should be doing background on Epstein and Trump and the files and presenting a case, presenting a fucking, you know, a like shit that will advance the Trump Epstein thing instead of like concocting conspiracy theories about Rupert Murdoch and how, oh, we're falling into the 8D chess that Trump and Rupert Murdoch are playing, which is only then reinforcing this idea that Trump is some mastermind. And like, you know what I mean? When Trump is a fucking moron, bro, he's flailing. And now he's, you know, saying shit about Obama being arrested. And, you know, Trump could, Cenk could be covering all that shit and covering more of the history of Epstein and Trump instead of like, ooh, like we're like, oh, we're doing it wrong. Everything Cenk does is like, Dems, leftists are doing it wrong. Right? Come on, man. All right. But I'm going to go make some videos and I'm going to go try not doing that. Okay. Right. Dude. Yeah, dude, we should watch the Melania shit. I'd be interested in that video, dude. All right. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. I'm still catching up on other old videos, but I feel like tomorrow's stream, I want to cover like 10 fucking things, bro. I'm going to hardly talk to chat. We're going to burn through some shit. All right. Dude, they're constantly blasting the Dems. Although I will say this, you ready? I'm going to say something. Hold on. Dude, I'm actually going to go on the record I'm going to say something nice about Cenk Uygur. You ready? Cenk Uygur? You ready? I got one good thing to say about Cenk, and here it is. At least he didn't blame Biden, okay? So that was like a step. He went 11 minutes. He did an entire fucking, right? An entire section, and he didn't say it was Joe Biden's fault. So that to me feels like a very big advancement for the Weegs. Dude, we got to give him credit where credit is due. Dude, he made it 11 minutes without a Biden reference, dude. That's like a home run for Shanky Uyghur. Oh shit. The Weegs.
Hey,
dude.
I just want to change the world.
It's the Weegs, boss.
I just want the perfect girl. I don't want to hang around. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure.
Together, everyone's waiting, anticipating. Let's go edit mode, baby! I will never be alone again. I'm immune to the things they said. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant truth. I know that you will understand, because I finally found myself. My heart's unbreaking. You're radiant. The Weegs.
I just want to change the world, but
I'm not gonna wait my turn.
I don't ever want to come down. I'd rather be found. It gets better. I wonder my pleasure.
Together. Guys, thank you. Seriously though, guys, thank you for all the fucking conversation, even sometimes the disagreements and the good-natured debates, which we have, right? We don't always agree and shit, but I appreciate you guys. We're definitely, I don't know, man, we're growing. We're growing, right? Little by little, baby. We're growing. We're getting there, all right? Dude, today was crazy, dude. That fucking video I put out this morning has over 100,000 views already, dude. That's nuts, bro. I've never had a video go 0 to 100 grand in one day, right? I don't know how far it's going to go, but that was a big day. All right? Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You're radiant. My world.